Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings with your host, me, Lawrence, or as many of you just refer to me as a punk. Anyway, we got a big show today. If you haven't noticed that there's something that's missing, or maybe shall I say that it's something new, but I have upgraded for your guys' pleasure the StreamYard. So, in theory, as of right now, this should be streaming not only on YouTube, but also on the Facebook group page and also on Twitter, which there's only like 33 followers, so I doubt anyone's really watching it on Twitter. But I will be interested to see if anyone comments from there. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe from the Facebook group page, we'll get some, but I'm not quite sure about from Twitter. But I figured, hell, if I can stream on 3 different locations, why wouldn't I do that? So anyway, as you can see, the duck logo is now gone, and now we are here with a punk with toys, and I'll be able to do a few more things, including eventually working on getting to the whole movie thing that we discussed. And again, haven't really had too much time to get into that. So, but we got a full page of notes of stuff to talk about today. So let's see here. We'll quickly start off. We got 13 people in the chat. So if you're here, make sure you hit that like button. It does tell YouTube, push this out, tell people, hey, this is the Toy Talk Show to talk about. Also, another thing, quickly, if you do make comments way before the stream starts, it probably will not show up. I will see it, but most of the people won't. So, Kirk's Corner, you're not going to show up, unfortunately. But we got Jason, who was here a little early. Vic showed up. Yeah, Matthew, the moderator, as I mentioned before. If anyone gets out of line, he has the hammer. What he says goes, and him and I have already talked about what is proper and what is not. But hey, let's be honest, most of you guys are pretty good about everything. All right, Dele. I wonder if Falcon will peg warm and go on clearance faster than usual, or if he'll sell out based on name recognition. Listen, for some odd reason, they do not seem to want to put mainline figures on sale. Why are the movie figures still not on clearance? Those things should be like $2 everywhere, but Target and Walmart refuse to do it. We got David R. in the house. Cobra Commander. I'm going to guess he picked Cobra Commander, or I'm sorry, Commander of Cobra. I'm sure he picked Cobra Commander over Serpentor as the leader. Odin 01, still waiting to see your son, Thor. And we got Ritz Murphy in the house. Boba Wave. I'm glad to see Boba Wave. I kind of pulled him over from another stream, which is awesome. I like seeing guys switching over. Same with Viper Scout. Lone Dragon. I don't remember seeing your name, and if I just missed it before, tell me I'm an idiot, or Matthew will probably say, dude, he's been here all the time. Logan, I see Logan all the time, and Will R. All right, so let's get into a few things, and I'm gonna mention this a little bit later, but to the 21 people that are watching right now, and hopefully some other people will. I've talked about the memberships before, and I'm trying to grow the memberships and kind of did different tiers. Well, I really need to set up doing the Discord, and I spent about 2 hours this weekend trying to set up a Discord. And I can set up the Discord, but how to set it up private? Honest to God, it drove me absolutely nuts trying to set it up, to try and figure out how to do it. And Matthew knows because I sent a link to him, and then I'm screw this. So here's what I want to do. I do want to get a Discord set up. If anyone here is knows about setting up Discord, has been an admin in them before, send me a message at apunkwithtoys@gmail.com. So maybe we can discuss something. Maybe you can help me get it set up, be a moderator, an admin, whatever. So we can try and do something. Because I really do want to get it set up, but oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Some other guys already showing up. BMW. I've talked to BMW a bunch of times here. Bob. Is that from like one of those fighting games from Nintendo 64? Oh, I hope I didn't touch this. If I'm touching this, you guys need to yell at me. I know it pops. I was told that. Sherwood is in the house. Joseph, Masterversal Toy Hunter. Thank you. I love seeing Masterversal Toy Hunter. Lone Dragon says, you forgot me already. And here I was planning to use your affiliate link on my EE order. Well, I didn't forget you. I just forget everything. So don't take it personally. And again, that's the other thing. Again, I mentioned again, it seems like every single toy YouTuber right now has the affiliate link for Entertainment Earth. But hey, if you don't mind, use mine. I love it. You can do it at checkout, do a punk, and that will give you the 10% off anything in stock, free shipping over $39. And then again, there is the merch store, and you can see it. And man, my hands are going absolutely crazy right now. So I hope that means it's going to be a damn good show. Quickly here, let's see here. Hello, Punk. I've just started watching your vids, first live stream. For me, great job and collection. Thank you very much. I love seeing the new, getting the new followers and new viewers. It's awesome. Like I really do see. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't see the growth that this channel has had, and just talking to so many of you. It's awesome. And again, I don't know what to say. I enjoy this. I really do. There's no one else here. There's just talk toys. So anyway, as you guys saw, this is the first time since I started doing the Sunday Night Toy Haul that I got nothing. The only thing that I got were those lights, and I actually forgot to bring them up here. But I think most of you saw them. Those things are really cool. I really do like the lights. But I got to say this. They are going to be great for photos. But if you're going to set up a whole bunch like I did for the video or the short that I did, be ready. Be prepared. Like, hey, you know what? I'm going to sit there and I'm gonna sit there and do a lot of pictures because it takes time turning them to get them on, but turning them off is the bitch because there's no like on off. You got to spin them, and if you don't turn them enough, they will constantly flicker on all the time. I actually went downstairs and I'm like, oh my god, there's like 4 of them that are on. It was like a day or 2 later. So, no, I don't believe I've whistled yet. Can you hear the dog? Can you hear Roman? I mean, we're not even 9 minutes into it, and he's already over there because my kids can't just take care of him for one night, just one night. This like I asked one night. And Chaz, no, there are no sex boxes yet. Now, I haven't made it big yet. Once I get in, yes, the sex bots will start coming, and then we will know that we are a true powerhouse in the toy YouTube community. Let's see. So anyway, let's get into it again. There weren't many pickups, although I spent a lot of money this week on toys. So next week and the week after that may be a pretty big week. So anyway, so it looks like, now I did not get this. I know a few of you did. Yes, Anthony, he's crying already. At the door, crying, but my daughter came out. She must have heard him. He came out. He'll follow her pretty much anywhere for the most part. You know why? You know, I hate when I have stuff all lined up and then it's just gone. It looks like somebody updated their stuff. So anyway, I want to talk about the 4 Horsemen. So let's just add this in. 4 Horsemen is going to be re-releasing this figure Figura Obscura Headless Horseman. I think it looks absolutely awesome. I was watching Geek Dead Life yesterday. I didn't realize that this is glow in the dark. Now, I did not pick it up. $140 is pretty steep, but I'm thinking, wow. Yeah, he's pretty much my co-host. That's why I don't really need. I don't need a co-host as of right now. I really like this. I've heard a lot of people saying that they think this one looks better, and to be honest, I think it might look better than the first one that they dropped, which is an amazing looking figure. And I really do like glow in the dark. If they actually glow in the dark, the Super 7 stuff I've got is crap. A couple things, but I'll tell you what, Mattel, when they do it, they do top notch. That scare glow is amazing. Even the no, you can't see him. The $4 scare glow that I picked up, his head does glow. Not as good as the $15 scare glow Origins figure. Bees Battleground. Check him out. If you have not checked out Bees Battleground, you need to do so. Great videos. I don't think he's dropped a video in a while because really nothing's come out. But check out Bees Battleground. He's one of the few people that will speak honestly about his opinions on figures. So let's see here. Yeah, you're kind of getting ahead. What do you think about the new Classified Falcon? That will be towards the end. I will tell you that. We will definitely be discussing that monstrosity of a face sculpt. And I don't care. That is the perfect figure to go with the saying. You can put a lipstick on a pig. Yeah, that thing actually looks like they put lipstick on that thing. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But it is funny. I watched some other guy, some other YouTuber. He's on some island. I don't know why. Sometimes you just feel the need to watch some guy on an island. I think every now and then you're like hoping they'll drop a fucking bomb on it or something. Yeah, still watching. Anyway, I can't see all the comments because my computer decided to act up. Go figure, right? I have to look over here. So anyway, I really like this. I'm on the fence about possibly ordering it, but we'll have to see. It's expensive. I have plans. Well, the kids and I are supposed to go to Disney this year, and it kind of gets in the way if you're going to be spending that much damn money on it. But while I was looking at this stuff, getting prepared for today, it looks like the 4 Horsemen are going to be dropping a whole bunch of stuff, which I think is pretty cool here. So it looks like the Obscura Green Robbed Father. So this, I can't see the damn. Something pops up on my computer, and now I can't see. This is aggravating. I can't see any of the chats because it's in my way. Go figure, guys. So I don't know how to change this here. I don't know what to do. Hang on. God, you gotta be kidding me. So what I'm gonna do right now is switch things around. Maybe. This is awesome, awesome YouTubing. That's why I am great at what I do, right? Now I just lost everything. Now I can't find nothing. But it looks like I'm still talking, at least over here. Holy crap. All right. Wow. I'm going to remove this. All right, so this is just a clusterfuck right now. Oh, look, and iTunes is popping up. So let's see here. It looks like you guys are still chatting along. We have to see the chat. Dude, I can't. Listen, everything has just gone to shit right now. You hear that? Oh, God, you got to be kidding me. No, I don't want to log in iTunes. I don't want any of this. All right, this is awesome. I just lost Absolutely everything, it looks like. All right, so I can kind of see everything. All right. You guys still with me? This is going to be weird because the camera's over here, but I got to look over here because of the fucking monitor went crazy on me here. So I can't do shit. So if I have to do this for another 2 hours or plus, it's going to drive me absolutely nuts. So I'm not going to restart my computer, but I can't get rid of this stupid ass. Thanks, Windows. Still better than a Mac. Anyway, let's see here. What? I should probably. Oh, look. Oh, it just went away. Okay, so now I got everything still screwed up. This is a. You know what? Sorry, guys, but can't look at it this way. All right. This is gonna be fun. Going back and looking at the chat, seeing what a disaster this is. 38 people watching me going, yeah, this guy's an idiot. Any of you, any new people, hey, sorry. But this is what you're going to get. You're going to get wonderful things like this. So anyway, back to where we were at. Four Horsemen figure obscura here. It looks like this is somewhat of a Santa Claus. But it looks like they're going to be dropping more stuff here. I'll have to get to this. And then this Four Horsemen Blue Hagnon, whatever it is. I don't know anything about the Four Horsemen. I've looked at stuff. I've never picked anything up. It is something I'm definitely looking to do. But I also don't want to get too. There's so many lines that I'm looking at and going. I almost want Hasbro to tank the classified line so I can start jumping into some other lines that are a little bit more pricey. But I love GI Joe too much. This is the anxiety I get on my Zoom minis for work. Dude, seriously, like, it's awful. Like, I'm sitting here and it's like this side of the screen on my side is blocking, so I can't see any of the chat. But what you're seeing right now, I could see. So it's crazy. Let's see. I'm kind of scrolling back here. I don't think so. I've never been a big Street Fighter fan. I've never been a game system or arcade game like that. All my friends were really big into it, but I think they look absolutely awesome. So I wouldn't mind to have some of the original figures, from the original first Street Fighter 2. So I've thought about it, but I can't say that I will do it for sure. But who knows? I just saw the Mario stuff. I saw Toy Anxiety, came across them, but couldn't buy them. So anyway, that's the Four Horsemen. I know Four Horsemen are really big. We are probably going to do in a couple. I have an idea for a different show. I touched it. I'm sorry, guys. I do have an idea for have some ideas for show for some shows, topics. And I think one of the big things is a lot of GI Joe collectors are not toy collectors. They're GI Joe collectors. And a lot of them don't realize how many other companies are making toys, will make Marvel figures, Star Wars figures, and different things like that. So where was it? The Skate or Die was not my favorite game. I think it was 720? TNC Surf was always fun. My favorite game at the arcade was Gauntlet, and I always loved the wrestling game with Andre and Hogan. And it was always up at the 7-Eleven where I'd go up and buy my GI Joe comics. So, but talking about skateboarding, I know there's a few skaters in here. I'll tell you what. I really should be so excited to get some sort of skateboarding figures like this. But I got yes, Baldy. Check out Baldy Locks here. Check out his channel also, but Rampage. I love Rampage too. That was just a smash, man. You're just smashing things and you grow. But I gotta say, it is so disappointing that this skateboarding. I'm not a big Powell fan. I've never been a big Powell fan. If it would have been 8th Street or New Deal, I probably would have been more into it. But it's disappointing that it's Super 7. And, great. It's like, here's this cool cab figure. He's a skateboarder. What is the skateboarder missing? For $20 Super 7, you give us 5 points of articulation and a skateboarder. And what is the skateboarder fucking missing? Oh, let me think about that. Oh, a skateboard. Why would I want to put skateboards? His skin? Yeah, I guess. Yes, I guess he is missing his skin. And it's supposed to be. I don't even remember this. I don't remember this because Cab had a dragon because Cab. But anyway, this helmet. These I'd like to say that's true, but unfortunately, many of us don't skate with them. I also don't skate big ramps either, so but anyone can get hurt. That I definitely do understand. But anyway, it's disappointing that Super 7 is the one that's starting to give us skateboarding figures, and I know most of you don't care, but it is toy related. It's 5 points of articulation and no skateboard. So basically, you know what this is? This is a Misfits fucking fiend with skateboard clothes on. And that's pretty much what I think of it. Oh, and it's a Super 7, I believe. It's a Super 7 exclusive, so then you got to pay extra for them to ship it out because $20 isn't enough. All right, so that was the first couple of things that I wanted to talk about. Let's see here. So next, I want to talk about the Savage Crucibles. We talked about this last week. They blew right through Tier 3. So we're just going to quickly touch on this. These. This was really, I really started realizing, well, I think about it. I realized a couple weeks ago someone had made a comment on the Bishop realizing that that Hasbro isn't the only one that does the Marvel line, that there are others. So here's the Savage Crucibles. We talked about this. It blew right through their goals. So all 3 tiers are unlocked. I think these things look absolutely awesome. I got some time. It can take me. I'm going to have to decide if I want to jump in and get a couple of them. Not too many, again, trying to save some money here. And God knows it's difficult because there's so many cool things. Like I said, I almost want Hasbro to just start sucking at the classified so I can put my money elsewhere. But I just love GI Joe so much. It's obviously my bread and butter. I see the different videos. I see what they do. So I see the views that I get. They look neat, but just not for my wheelhouse. These are pirate sea creatures. Really drew me in. Yeah. Oh, there's another thing that we're going to be looking at too. I've jumped on so many of these. Some of these lines that I'm waiting on. The Saurosauric Warriors. I don't know why. I'm not even a dinosaur fan. I'm really excited to see those. Let's see here. Ronan and Jim. Hey, Punk. Always glad to meet another grown-ass collector. Almost 50. Love MCU, Classified, and Valiverse. Well, you're in the right spot because it's not just you and me that are almost 50 in here. I can tell you that much. A lot of people, for sure. But yeah, so I'm probably going to talk about these a little bit more, maybe as more stuff comes out. I just think they look really cool. And even if I don't get them, I will be so interested to see how they come out looking. Valiverse actually backed it. They posted that. So, if he's backing a line, it must be good, right? So anyway, let's remove this here. And so let's go on. So the next thing that popped up, and again, another off the wall line, and I'm really tempted to pick up a couple of these too. Oh, also everyone, hit that like button. It's always, I got this, everything went to crap right before the stream started. Right? Everything went to crap right before the stream started. My tablet decided to update the YouTube, so I couldn't watch it. Just pressing it, and then this thing all happened. Oh, so now we're looking at all these everyone's age is coming through. So if you're, I'm 47, so we got, let's see here, Shane McNeil. Should we go through the name? Shane is 48, Thomas 46, Payne's 48, almost 50 youngsters. I'll be 51 this year. From Sean, Matthew is 53, Absorb is 50. So we got a bunch of old guys here that collect toys. We got Puckster 50. So yeah, so this is, again, at first I saw the numbers. I thought you were looking at how many people we had viewing or how many likes. We're not there yet with the likes, that's for sure. But I gotta say, last stream did really well, so I'm really happy with that. Anyway, Bees Battleground. Wait, hold on. Bees 31, but my body's a lot older. Dude, I told you, man, I thought you were like some 60-year-old toy guy. Like, you got just that deep, I smoke, 4 packs a day voice, like perfect for radio. And then I see your picture and I'm like, no way. No way is it that guy. All right, so the next thing I wanted to talk about, if you guys are on Instagram, the Army added some years. I did not serve. Thank you for your service. I definitely do appreciate it. But yeah, I could imagine that. I worked with a guy that was Navy. He retired Navy, and when he talks about how much those boats ruined his back, and then you think, oh wow, you know what? It's just all metal. You're on a boat that is all metal. So anyway, the next figures that I do want to talk about is these primal, what are they called? Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. These are not nearly as pricey, $35, and they're in stock, so they should be shipping. And they have a good amount of them. Again, I'm on the fence about picking these up too. It'd be a lot easier if like BBTS had it or Entertainment Earth, where if they're in stock and you use my code, you get 10% off anything in stock and free shipping, $39 and above. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Hey, Matt O'Brien. Matt, happy Mondays. I actually made it a bit earlier than normal this time. Well, you know what? It is great to see you because I see you on every other stream. That is for sure. And I definitely enjoy seeing you around. So yeah, it's good to have another. I'm seeing so many crossovers now, and then you're starting to pick up some from other streams. So it is cool to definitely get you guys in here. So anyway, I think these things look pretty cool. It seems like as of right now, the buck is pretty much the same. Looking at the feet and the arms and everything, but that's what you kind of expect from a startup company. But it'd be a lot easier to pick them up if they're from Entertainment or BBTS, so I can just order one. Don't have to worry about a heavy shipping charge. But they just kind of look pretty cool, and they might actually fit in if you, let's say, collect the Thundercats. Now these probably clearly have more articulation than anything that Super 7 is pushing out there. But you kind of see what the weapons that they come with. I think this guy looks really cool. I can't highlight him because I highlight him changes, and I can't point to him because you don't know what the hell I'm pointing at. Go figure. But I like the turquoise guy, the Primal Horde Ravager. And then you can see some bigger guys that are coming. So anyway, is anyone interested in anything like this? I think it kind of goes with the Masterverse. Wait a minute. Sean, so you're saying they're on BBTS, huh? Well, I either missed them or I just didn't pay good enough attention, and there's always that. So, the Super 7 canceled Silverhawk. I believe that there is some issues with that. I'd love the ramen guy. I hope the ramen guy eventually finds the channel. That guy speaks his voice, and I like that. Like that guy will speak his voice. So I'm gonna pick one up. Now that you say that, I'm gonna go check it out and see. It's nice to support. I actually canceled some of my Operation Recall figures because it's just too much money going out. There's so much cool stuff. And I'm really getting out of the 3.75 4-inch, other than the GI Joe stuff. So anyway, I don't know if anyone's interested in this. Yes, Ace is the ramen guy. Yes, and you know what? I every time I've heard him, and I know he's not from here, so his English isn't the greatest, but it's also not bad. I mean, I've spoken to Japanese engineers for my career before, and some of them can be pretty rough to talk to. But I think he articulates stuff, and the stuff that he would have asked the guru, the toy guru, not our guru, not Chaz, but the guru, Scott. I think he had a lot of good questions that he would have asked. Maybe Mega J Retro. I'm sure he's streaming right now. The guy's always streaming. I do wonder how many of these guys actually this is their career. Like they just stream and get super chats, and I don't know. I see people throwing super chats around like crazy, and it's like, wow, especially the $1 million companies. But hey, whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Okay. Do I ever think we'll see a classified Stinger? If they're going to make vehicles, I would say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because they would have that body of the Vamp, and then you'd have Vamp Mark II, and then you have the Stinger, and you'd have all of them. So, yeah, it's yeah. So my buddy pre-ordered them. Hope he gets his money back. Ooh, what did I miss something here? Are you talking about? Are you talking about it's about the Silverhawks? I think they're coming out. I don't know what they've canceled. So Ritz is asking me. So you didn't get the D&D Ranker Black Dragon? Picked it up at Walmart this weekend. No, I'm not in Dungeons & Dragons. I never really was. The more I see the figures, the more I'm kind of remembering the cartoon, but I didn't watch it. And I wasn't into Dungeons & Dragons. I was not that much of a nerd. Not that I'm going to insult anyone, because let's be honest, I didn't really do much besides ride a skateboard. And I'm a 47-year-old that is, still riding a skateboard when I feel good and collecting toys. Yeah, like that. But to answer the question on the Stinger, yeah, I think that it probably would. Oh, don't yeah, I only answer questions in the form of a super chat. So, no, I do think that they're going to come out with a Vamp, and I don't think it's going to be. I really, as much as I've said, hey, I think 6-inch vehicles are kind of a waste because people are just going to wait for them to go on clearance, just like they do for Motu stuff. I really think that that's going to the same thing's going to happen with classified. They just, that's just what they do. Let's see here. And here is Tony Romo. He was a skater punk, not a nerd. Yeah, I don't think many people would have called me a nerd, but a skater punk, that is for sure. I'm considering that's all I did. I didn't really care about anything else. Come high school, I didn't care about anything else but riding the skateboard. Probably missed out on dating a few girls because I was that stupid, but I had one girlfriend. I guess that's all that really mattered at that point, right? So let's see here. And Matt says here, a vamp is definitely coming. Just hope it's a standard release and not a HasLab. I don't think that would be a HasLab. I do think that it would be a fan channel. If they do one, I think it's going to be a fan channel. Unless if it's, unless they do a vamp where it maybe comes with the HAL or something, I can't see them doing it as a HasLab. It's not a dream project, in my opinion, and it's something you'd want to do because you have that mold to do so many other things. And again, I've said it before. If it is a HasLab, I don't want that mold ever being used again. I'll be honest, I'm a little ticked off at how many people, and I'm not, I can't say I'm ticked. Because Fred Broca just got his Sky Strikers. They replaced the Sky Strikers. It's a little aggravating to know that they have that many extra. And it's good because it looks like there's so many damn problems. But it is definitely disappointing. Yeah. So Tony, I actually jumped on my skateboard for the first time this year to skate down and drop off the association, and I haven't gotten fatter, but my truck seemed really loose, and I'm like, damn, I feel like I can barely ride this thing. Kind of crazy, but that's what happens when you don't do it for a little bit. Matt O'Brien here. Let's see what he said again. In my opinion, it would be a waste of a HasLab. I agree. This should be reserved for maybe a Mobat or Dragonfly, maybe a Rattler. I think a Rattler would be too big in classified form. If they ever decide to do any of those, we just wanted to see a big project. Yeah, again, when they do another HasLab, and they are, I believe they're done with the O-ring, and I really wish they would. I would be really happy with a few O-ring figures like they've been giving us per year, and one nice big size O-ring HasLab. Like I said, I'm kind of getting out of the 4-inch figures. I just don't really have a lot of room for them anymore. I mean, that whole room is just full. I can't even walk around. I'm trying to figure out if I want to move everything over. But I do like the original O-rings, but I would like a nice O-ring project. Another HasLab, because the Sky Strikers, it's so much fun. Although I got to say this about the Sky Striker. This really bothers me. I waited since 83 to have a Sky Striker that I could fly around with the wings open and the landing gear closed. And then I get it, and I'm like flying around my fucking house like a child. And I'm just like, it's just too damn big with the wings open. So this whole thing that I've ever wanted, to have the wings open, fly around with the landing gear, you realize it's too big. It's too big and driving me absolutely nuts. Hey, Matt, listen, you're not alone. A lot of people can't stand. For me, it's like second nature. And Fuller Figures is in the house. 2:40 a.m. here, and woke up So earphones are looking and listening. Well, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate it. He has another great channel, all the way from across the pond. So check out his channel also. There's a lot of good YouTubers. Seems like the guys that I've connected with, I'm very happy with getting to know them. But yeah, it's nice getting, and I don't have a problem. I do want to say this though, and we haven't had this problem yet. We haven't had this problem yet, and Matthew knows all about it. The one thing I don't want to see, and I will instantly either boot you or say something. Don't ever come onto someone else's channel, their live stream, and start promoting your own thing. If you're friends of mine, I'll promote you. I'll promote your stuff all day long. If you're just coming on to dump, and I see this on the full force all the time, and it drives me nuts. And I understand that they're friends with this person, but it drives me nuts because I don't want to see it. To me, I'm here to watch this stream. If they want to talk about the stream, then so be it. And if you and I are friends, I will have no problem, promoting your stream. And no one's done it here yet, so I don't want anyone to think, oh shit, what's going on? But Matthew and I have talked about it. I was actually at the Funko Pop store with my daughter a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to the owner there, and he goes, man, I had to boot so many people off my live stream because this is Instagram Live to show new pops that they have. And he goes, I had to boot a couple people because they're there promoting. It's like, dude, I don't go on your stream and promote my stuff. So, hey, listen, Tony, I have said Tony's Figs numerous times, and that's not promoting something. That's people say, hey, where can I find your stuff? Because you do all these customs. You tell them where to find it. Hey, you know what? No problem. But here, perfect. Fuller Figures here. I'm telling you guys right now, dude, go check out his stuff. If he shows up here and he's like, oh yeah, you guys should check out my, you should check out the review that I just did. I'm gonna be like, dude, this is not the forum. Now, if you're in the middle of a chat and you're talking about it, and someone's like, if you're in the chat and someone's talking about it, and you say, hey, I did a review on this. You're talking about a figure. Hey, I just reviewed that on my channel. I don't care. You're not here promoting. You're having a conversation with someone. And again, no one has done it here yet, but it'll eventually happen. I mean, the channel's growing. And so we see it on all these other channels, and we've watched channels that are smaller than mine grow, obviously, past where I'm at right now. So yeah, it's going to be, you know what? Listen, this is what happens when I don't watch the chat. What kind of moderator do I have that allows people to talk about the pogo? Anyway, all right, so that's it. How did I get on that? I want to discuss that at another time, at a later date, or different. But listen, I think I've gotten better with following the notes, but I'm still all over the damn place. If you guys don't know. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna do something really quick. Okay, so you guys didn't want to hear that, but that was me clearing myself. All right, so the other big topics that we've discussed before. I'm gonna get these Savage Crucibles and everything off. I really do like them. You're probably gonna see me buy a couple. I'm such a sucker for some of this stuff, especially for new stuff. You know what I love? Here's what I absolutely love doing. I love getting figures or accessories that people don't have. Tony, listen, if you want to say something to Gridiron and he wants to get a hold of me, we can discuss some stuff. Those videos, and I was looking at them today, have done so damn well for me. Like, I mean, even better than a lot of his own videos. I like being able to review stuff, look at things that not everyone has, because people want to come, like, if someone wants these Savage Crucibles or whatever they are, you don't want to listen to that company or their friends reviewing them because that can say a bad word about them. So I like doing stuff like that, passing the buck on to you guys so you guys can say, hey, this guy did an honest review. Yeah, I guess that kind of came off wrong, Tony. It kind of came off wrong. I enjoy the stuff. I just liked, I don't know. I liked, it seems like a lot of people had got a really good review, not a review, a good impression from it. So I was very honest about it. Again, they're not perfect. I have my nitpicks about them. That is for sure. But I'm just saying, I like doing stuff that is just kind of not even onesie twosie, but things that not everyone will be wanting to grab right away. Even the elf video did fairly well. He got over 300 views, which was actually kind of shocking. It's more than some of the Masterverse stuff or Origin stuff, Motu stuff, which is what we're going to get into right now. Now, I know this line is dead. I know the line is dead. But for a dead line, they sure are dropping so much stuff. So I kind of forget where we ended off last week. But, and again, as you're watching stuff, you're just like, holy crap, you know, like, did I talk about this? Did they add stuff? Did I just see it on Geek Dead Live? Did I see it on the Foosh? Where the hell did I see this? So here is, again, from Toy Habits. I really like what they put on their site. I mentioned before, I hate their site. It loads so slow, and I think a lot of it has to do with their little pop-ups and everything that they have to try and generate money. I understand it. But here's Wave 15 and exclusives here. And we gotta say, for a deadline, Scott, there sure is a lot of stuff coming out. And it looks like it's gonna go past April 1st. So I know Masterversal, if you are still here, you definitely are into it. Baldy Locks, I know you're into a lot of the Motu stuff. Also, another question: anyone else that's into, Geek Dead Life? I believe I saw you there yesterday. One Toys. Don't act like I didn't see you there. Has anyone gotten a shipping notice or received their frogmonger? Did you hear that? I thought my kids were about to open the door. There's my dog actually scratching at the door. What the hell? Oh, look at this. I love when things just stop working properly. If anyone has actually received, he's here. Say hi, guys. Say hi. There we go. There we go. I know, buddy. I'm busy right now, though. You want to say hi to everyone? Here. Come up here. Come on, Roman. Say hi. Come here. Oh, there he is. Say hi. There you go. Do you want to go outside? Here. Andrew will let you out. He's something else. He is truly something else. But I think at this point, you guys are waiting for him to show up. So anyway, I'm just kind of quickly seeing if anyone has picked up Frogmonger, or if anyone has received the shipping notice, or if what I'm thinking is the only people that have gotten it are people that are getting stuff from Mattel, which is what I think is happening, to be honest, even though no one wants to admit it. And so anyway, it looks like what we have here is these, Walmart exclusives. It's hard to see exactly what they are. But we got the Moss Man. Then you got this Wave 14, which is these are all new figures. So again, I guess the line isn't dead, like Scott, not our guru, has been saying. Oh, so Boba Wave. Okay, hold on. So Boba Wave did see it. Okay. So Boba Wave received his. Now, are you in Are you an influencer for Mattel? Because I really do believe that a lot of people, um, it seemed like some of the people that are doing reviews are the ones that got them ahead of time. I'm not on their list, so I wasn't planning on it. Let's see here. Let's see, Masterverse, who probably knows more about Masterverse than any or Motu than anyone. Apparently, Mattel miscounted their stock in Frogmonger, or so I was told after fellow collector rang Mattel. Well, then that would be a little interesting. On how you miscount it. Like, you know how many units you have, right? I guess maybe if you just hit the. See, this is what I'm talking about. I like their site. What's on it? I hate all the pop-ups that come up with their stuff. So anyway, lots of Masterverse stuff. I keep saying Masterverse. Lots of Motu stuff. So let's go scroll back here. There was some other thing that had popped up a little bit ago. So you have this He-Man. I'm sorry. This He-Man right here. This thing is ugly. God bless you if you like it. Devil bless you. I don't know what. Whoever you. I think it's just ugly. It's ugly as crap. And we talked about. I know we talked about this wave here. Like simply Prince Adam. But then these things have popped up here. The Legend of Dragonor. And I kind of remember when they came out and then they got the cease and desist. So is anyone on board with this? I think they're kind of cool, like the designs, but the fact that they are just straight up like the 80s Masterverse. I see, I did it again. Like they are like the 80s Motu figures with, just that's about 6 points of articulation. That's just, I don't know, not for me. I want something that has a little bit more. I think the Origins line is absolutely perfect, to be honest. I think it kicks ass when it comes to everything, how they did it. I did a video 2 years ago how I think it's the best line for parents and their kids because of nostalgia and everything. And I still do stand by that. I tell you what, I talk about like Motu, and it's like the screeching halt, just like the reviews that I do. Sean, they remind me of all the knockoffs from the 80s. I agree. They totally do. And even like their paint apps look like they're just kind of cheap and everything. Although, if I remember correctly, the dragon and everything actually looked pretty damn cool. But yeah. Well, I'm sorry. It was probably loud as hell. Hey, you know what? We all have lives. We all went through our ages and we realized none of us are kids that have nothing else to do. So it's good to have you. It's good having every single one of you. 51 people right now. I think we're up to like 61, 62. It seems like once I get into the topic, that's when things kind of start picking up. Though I am, again, I if anyone is watching this on Twitter or on the Facebook group page, post it down here. I'd like to see. I'd like to know if it's actually how it's being transmitted there. If it looks good, who knows? I just know that when you have the full version of StreamYard, you can do that. So, So Ronan Jim here asks, do you have many 1/12 scale vehicles? No. For what line? There's really not too many 1/12 scale vehicles. I collect all the classified stuff, and I have not all the Motu stuff. I have most of the Origin stuff, but I don't buy other stuff to like fit into it. It's too much. I'll pick up the GI Joe stuff, and I do have the hiss. I did back the hiss because it looks so awesome. Seriously, I mean, I know some people don't really care for that, but it looks so awesome. I don't know how anyone can complain about it. I did not say hi to Digital Diarrhea. Again, one of the channel members, one of the greatest names ever. Yeah. Anyone here remember the Dragon Riders of the Styx toys? I do not. They were incredibly cheaply made back in the day. No, I do not. No, I do not have the Bratz car. If I wanted to, I could probably go to my stepsister's house. I'm sure she still has some, as my dad and his wife don't get rid of anything. But honestly, no, I thought the thing is stupid. I've seen some good uses for it. I've seen some good uses for it, but for what I collect with GI Joe, there's really no reason for it. If you do a lot of pictures and everything like that, it might look good. The Fortnite boat. Okay, so I don't have the Fortnite boat. I did review it. Matter of fact, I reviewed it before anyone else for the most part. So I mean, and you can see the video. I did the review of it. So my buddy that drops off stuff for me to review, he dropped it off, and I had no intention of looking at that Fortnite boat. And I just decided to open it, and I dropped everything to do a quick review because it is so much better than I thought. The blue just fits in with Cobra so perfectly, and there's not a lot of kiddish stuff on it. It could easily be made into a GI Joe or Cobra boat, and I was really excited. I was so happy. I did the video. I got tons of reviews, but I did not buy it. I don't really have room for it. I have 2 3D printed hisses. I have 2 3D printed mech hisses. So it's definitely one of those things. That was my dog coming in. My son obviously didn't close the door all the way. So that was the door smashing into my desk here. I don't know if I can close it. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, so I did not get the Fortnite boat, but I do like it. I do think that is something really, really cool, though. Okay, yeah. So Anthony says, like, yeah, I use the brass card for Marvel Gangsters, but I'm not big into that. I'm not big into Marvel Legends and stuff like that. Or else, yeah, that might work perfectly. But when you're doing Classified and Valiverse, I don't really have a use for something like that. Although for pictures, it might look really nice. I'm sure Matthew could do amazing pictures with that. All right. So I guess let's get on to the GI Joe, and this will obviously lead into the topic that I put in the thumbnail. So back up here. So obviously they decided to cancel the live stream, which is probably the best thing that they could do. They can sit there and I don't know. The full force said they did not cancel it or postpone it because of the layoffs. Maybe that's not the only reason, but you cannot tell me that a company that turns off their comments on social media didn't go, oh shit, this is bad. We should probably not do it right now. All the people saying, oh, it probably wasn't going to go over well, pre-ordering stuff. You pre-order stuff, you don't pay for it. I don't. There are so many people that are whining and crying about pre-orders. You haven't paid for shit. So what's it matter? What's it matter if it's on pre-order? You know, you haven't found it in the store yet, so you haven't paid for it. It's just sitting there, right? Unless you pre-order from Target, which then they charge you every 2 days. Don't order from Target. That's simple. But we got to get into this thing and what the fuck happened. Now, that digital render looks absolutely nothing like this at all. One more. The digital render looks absolutely nothing like this. And it doesn't even look like a face. See, that's it, Juan Toys, where yeah, of course I go to hit it. It's not even a face. It does not look like a face of an action figure. I don't know what, this to me, this is Super 7 shit. All right? This is what Super 7 does. They get the digital render. The factory does whatever the hell they want. And then they go, okay, we're just going to keep it. What are you going to do? This is unacceptable. Now, yes, I did order them. And the computer is doing the same shit, so now I can't see any of your comments, which is awesome. So anyway, Hasbro leaving it like this is absolutely unacceptable. And now people said, hey, you know what? If this is the worst face that we're going to get, that's actually pretty good. Not really that big of a deal. But it is a big deal because it's still $25 out of my pocket. And yeah, I'm probably going to change the head now. But I shouldn't have to. There's no reason I should have to change the head and anything here. And I wish I could read your comments. And now I'm super aggravated. Okay, now it's gone again. I restarted my computer before I always restart the computer before this. So anyway, if anyone left any super chats and I didn't see it, I apologize. But anyway, and there's more to it than just the face. There really is. The face looks absolutely awful. But what's up with the shininess of his suit? And it's just the chest. Now, I know Wakanda is the same way. His is kind of shiny, but it's not nearly as bad. And then his little bandana or whatever, it looks awful. Like, this does not look like... Someone had said this looks like a dollar store figure. And I have to agree 100%. Yes, Will R right there. It looks like he's wearing lipstick. I've seen people online already say that they're going to, take all the paint apps off the face and paint. But we shouldn't have to. All right? These are not model kits. We are buying them where they're ready to go. And as I mentioned in the meme that really has started the whole topic of the GI Karens, is this may be the first time that I envy an inbox collector because they won't have to look at this trash. Like the body and everything's fine, but again, you have this glossy body here for some reason. I don't know why is it a glossy body. I guess Wakanda does too, but maybe because of the color. The bandana or whatever doesn't look right, and then the face just throws everything off. Chapstick show. I don't listen. Where chapstick shows are. Listen, he's wearing one of Zartan's masks. Yeah, so someone had made a comment and said it looks like it's a mat. It's a mask of a face, and I went, oh my god, it looks exactly like that. Wow. Man, I'm seeing some good comments and they keep going away here. Where was the glossy shirt and matte trousers? Yeah. I get some of them. Where the hell was the one? Uh, yes, here it is. This one, the shiny, the shiny because it's chapstick melted in his uniform. Let me explain something. Listen, I am a chapstick, and this isn't even chapstick. This is blistick. I usually have chapstick. My ex, when we were together, she'd buy me like big packs of chapstick from like Costco or Sam's Club, whatever. I can't tell you how many times we went to the washer, which wasn't a big deal. It was when they went to the dryer, and they would melt, and they would just stain everything. And I would hear it, and I gotta say, when I do it now, I don't do it too often anymore. I have no one to blame but myself, since it's just me and my kids. And if it goes through it, I'm the one that did the laundry, and I screwed up. So, but yeah, I don't know. This thing is just—it's so awful, and it really should be. It should never have been produced. And then what got brought up to me was, and I didn't even think about this, he's in a lot of sub teams. Now they've gone and tried to fix faces that weren't nearly as bad as this. They changed Baroness's face, they changed Glenn Ho's face, they repainted what's her name? Lady J's face. And they're not half as bad as this. There is no repainting this to make it look good. It looks absolutely awful. And there was a review that showed like when he had it laid down and was showing from the different angles. And when you hit certain angles, it definitely I'm sorry. You should check the box for Falcon's pronoun. All right, you know what? Right now, you are winning the comments of the night because that one. But he was showing like at different angles how bad it looks and how it looks worse. But like if you're looking straight at it, it looks better. But I mean, I'm not getting some sort of advice to have him in front of me at all times. I don't want Falcon in front of me. But he's supposed to be one of the better looking figures. And what this doesn't make any sense is that they've done so good with their faces, with their head sculpts, and then they give us this monster, whatever he is. And he doesn't even look like a figure. Like we've seen bad like face sculpts, but you're like, what the fuck is this over here? I was like, what the hell is this? And listen, Toy Habits, listen, I understand you got to make some money. You know, I'm promoting your website every single week. Get rid of shit like this, all right? Get rid of these types of ads, all right? Because no one, the fuck is that? Like, sorry. Like, that was perfect that was right next to Falcon. Maybe that would make his head look a little bit better if they were putting wax on his head or slime or whatever the hell they were doing. I'm not quite sure what the hell that was. So and that's how like and that's how you fix Falcon. That's it might make him look a little bit better. And there's enough. Listen, we have enough head sculpts between Valiverse. I mean, we have to do some work, and we've seen Tony's. We've seen what he's done. But again, I should have to because I don't want to use blowback for that because blowback looks so damn awesome as it is. Yep, and this was now I know what you're talking about here, Ritz. I hit this fucking comment and it didn't show up. Sorry. I think it's really aggravating when you hit something and it doesn't show up. Maybe it shows up here. I don't know. Here we go. So Outback is showing up with wonky eyes now. I passed on the whole wave, but CoverGirl. So I saw one review with it like that, but I haven't seen multiple. So that's going to be the biggest thing. again, hopefully it's just that one. It happens. But we also have seen the O-ring Duke that like I didn't even have it on there properly, all right? They didn't have it properly on that O-ring Duke, so I don't know if they're trying to compete with it or what. I have other figures that I can use. I actually skipped over something that I wanted to talk about, so we have to go back to that. But I wanted to get into the topic, but yeah. So I'm wondering. I mean, do they just not have the figures ready to go? They obviously can't just redo this because these are already showing up everywhere. All right, so Matthew says here, I've seen 3 with messed up eyes and paint for Outback and 4 with Falcon. Well, I don't think you're gonna mess Falcon up anymore. Like I said, I've only seen the one, and no way. And here comes Yorktown Joe out of nowhere, O-ring Duke. No, I'm the Syntho. They're really bad. Like that Duke is so bad. It kills me. It absolutely kills me. So anyway, before we get into the topic at hand, I didn't want to mention the Valiverse. So, did anyone? I know some of you did. How many of you jumped on the Duster buy 4 for $13, get 1 free? I shouldn't have, but I just could not keep myself from doing it. So I bought 5, and I bought a couple other figures too. So we'll probably be doing a Duster giveaway soon. Just so if you guys are wondering, Matt O'Brien here. Thank you for the super chat, Matt. Like, you are like the super chat king. I see you all the time, and thank you. It is much appreciated. Hasbro really needs to start fixing these QA issues going forward. I hate getting a shipment and expecting to have multiple problems. Again, thank you for the super chat. I gotta say this. We haven't had multiple problems, in my opinion, from Hasbro. I'm not saying there haven't been problems. I can't talk. I'm not saying there haven't been problems, but for the most part, their stuff hasn't been bad. Everything's coming pretty good for the most part. But as we just started to see, when they were starting to transition to this plastic-free packaging, it's almost like the QC people, even with the windows, just started just taking the day off. I'm going to disagree with you, Baldy Locks, on this. That body, which is a really good body, that's what she said, is really good. I'm not a big fan of the head, the screaming head, but yeah, I ordered 5, and like I said, probably have a giveaway soon. David Yardbird. Okay, I gotta say, I don't remember seeing you, so if you are new to the channel, thank you. If you're not, well, then I apologize for. But again, there's so many people that come through, and I try and go through and read the stuff after. It's a scam, I'll buy a second Falcon, and then they'll do a head sculpt. Well, you can probably bet that they will. Now, I don't think they did it on purpose. It really does affect their reputation. It really does affect their reputation if they do that. But this is going to be the perfect way to do another head sculpt that would get people to buy other ones. To me, I will say the same thing. I said the same thing to Super 7, and I'll definitely say it to Hasbro, who is the biggest toy company. If this is how they came in, you need to send them back and go, you give me the right head. Although they did show it off, so they kind of approved it. But like Super 7, we've seen the shit that they're giving us. Well, not us, because I'm not buying a lot of their stuff. But they're giving head sculpts that look nothing like what not even the digital renders, but what the product was shown. And same with this. This looks nothing like what we were shown. I understand digital renders are going to look a little different, but this looks night and day. That digital render looked awesome. It looked absolutely awesome. But anyway, back to the Valiverse thing, because we're going to be getting into this even more. Chaz says here, they better be working on a new head fast. Oh, my dog. A lot of chats coming in right now, so I'm trying to keep up, but it is definitely hard to, guys. I apologize. Again, I mentioned to you before, this is the reason why so many streams, they only answer the super chats, and we're not even close to being there, but I understand, like, you start getting so much stuff in here. Mr. Cheeseburger, you had a lot to say yesterday on Geek Dead Life. You had a lot to say on Geek Dead Life. So I do want to address some of the things you may have. There are 3 other versions of Falcon to make. If you don't like this one, there'll be more. Yeah, but what if it's the same one? What if they don't fix the head sculpt? So I do want to address something, and again, I appreciate you being here. But I think one of the things yesterday when you were on Geek Dead Life and you were really hammering them about why they didn't get on Valiverse and some of their quality problems, and that's because they don't collect it. There's a lot of people that don't want to touch anything that has to do with Bobby. But they did talk about the Mondo stuff, and they'll talk about other stuff. So if you came here and you wanted to ask me, because I do review Valiverse and I purchased them, but I think I'm pretty honest about the quality control issues that they have. And I have mentioned that, especially with what's happened with this female wave, and some of the awful responses that his, there goes the whistling. You still in there, Tony? The whistling just came. A lot of the stuff that the emails that people have gotten back. Give me 1 second. Hold on, guys. Okay, I had to yell for my kids. Wow, we got some new people popping in here. These people that I haven't noticed before. So that is awesome. Thank you, guys. Truck Yards.
You want to go outside?
So Truck Yards here. Quickly, I know, so you get sidetracked. Hey, man, just find your channel and love the channel content. Thank you very much. I absolutely love it. Robert's in Infinite Realms. I don't think I've ever seen you here, but, man, I believe I have seen you. Falcon is fugly, just saying, hey, listen, I've said this before. We are going to find out who the Hasbro shows really are. Because when anyone shows up and starts talking about how good this figure looks, that's when you're going to know they're a shill. They're trying to get free product, or they're getting free product. I don't know. But you're not going to be able to not going to be able to change anything here. Fraud Collectibles, I have never seen you here because I would have remembered that name. I wish there was a little more transparency with the big companies like Hasbro. I know it's difficult and it's impossible to please everyone, but something's not working ever since the windowless packaging. 100% agree. Whatever they are doing, did they fire the QC people? I don't understand it. I'm going to say this. Hey, everyone, anyone that I've never seen before that I didn't realize, I'm going to definitely try and read your comments because, hey, you know what? I want everyone to understand they're all part of this community. But where I was going with Mr. Cheeseburger, and now you make everyone want a cheeseburger. So let's see here. I want to see. That's why I never asked you. You're always honest about Valiverse and GI Joe. GDL always tries to clown Hasbro, and it just gets old to me. Be fair, equitable, and stop giving small companies a pass. Well, again, to me, the thing is, if they don't collect it, you can't ask someone to talk about it if it's not in their wheelhouse. Like, I'm not going to talk about the Mondo real issues. I think I kind of touched on it, but I don't collect Mondo, so I can't really talk about Mondo, or I can't really get into, let's say, if Funko Pops are looking like crap. So I understand what you're saying, because I fully agree that there are so many people that will not tell the truth. Because, listen, I did hear on the 3PO, Bobby said, oh, hey, I have sent some people free stuff. Yeah, we know. Articulated Valiverse, yes. Desert Rat, yes, we know. Like, yes, we know you're sending free product to people. They won't say a bad word about you anymore. Now, you can sit there and say that that's not true, but it is. And there are a lot of companies, and I don't know this because I've never had anyone send me free product or ask if I want free product. But if Hasbro hit me up, if Valiverse hit me up, if Boss Fight Studios hit me up, if Horsemen hit me up and said, hey, do you want to review this? I'd say, yeah, sure. But understand, it's not going to be any different. I will tell them, hey, this was gifted to me from the company or whatever, but this is going to be an honest review. So I want to say right now, Mr. Cheeseburger, thank you. The fact that you said, hey, you've always been honest with it, that tells me that you guys, that what I am expressing to you guys is exactly how I want it to come off. Because my opinion may be different than yours, but it's not going to be a shill. It's not going to be, oh, I need free product, okay? We see what happens when people get butthurt that they don't get free product. He lives on an island. Maybe they did try and send him free product. I don't know. Maybe he lives on the island and the ferry wasn't going over there. I don't know. And that's why he doesn't get free Hasbro stuff, and that's why he hates, Chris McLeod so much now. But Valiverse does tend to address his issues. But it is a small company. But where I do have a problem is something like this. Hey, Hasbro, this is a drop in the bucket. Now, I've always been the one to say Hasbro is $1 billion company, not GI Joe. But at the same time, it is your company. And if that's what you're going to give us, it's BS. Now, am I part of the problem because I kept my order? Yeah, I guess I am. There's no doubt about it. But I'm also doing reviews, and I want people to have an honest opinion when I review it, if they want to cancel their order, if they want to wait till it's on clearance, or they just want to say, you know what, I like the body, I'm going to change the head sculpt. Maybe someone will like the head sculpt. I just can't believe it. Because I like Valiverse because it's new. There is a nostalgia grab of the classified. I do enjoy it, but recognize that what it is, I get more excited for new. And I get that. And to me, I'm the exact opposite. There is nothing for me to gravitate towards Valiverse. Now, what's kind of odd about that is I was just talking about how I love getting like the Savage Crucible. That's why I'm talking about them. Or that Fresh Monkey Fiction or whatever that thing was. I don't know. Fresh Monkey Fiction is something else. But I like getting stuff like that because it is something new. But I think the military stuff, I don't think it's, because I'm not a military guy. I was never in the military. My dad was in the Navy, but he was out before I was born. That's why I have the aircraft carrier with 8 shipwrecks. But because my dog smashing through, I blocked the door this time. Hi, buddy. Yeah. So. But I think that's the reason why Valiverse is kind of getting a free pass from a lot of people, because he does address it. But I'll tell you what, if you look online, you will find enough things about, let me get this off. You guys are all looking at this ugly ass Falcon. You can look at ugly ass me. So he does seem to address it, although he does not like when you post something that's going on with his figures. And I think one of the biggest issues with Valiverse is that when you come out talking all this shit about other companies and how good your product is, and when your product has problems, people are going to jump on you. I've never heard people badmouth Boss Fight Studios. I have not heard people badmouth the Ford Horsemen, because those are small companies that I don't see them out there doing stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, so let's get into, I guess, the topic at hand. I don't have any special things. I can't. I spend enough time on YouTube here trying to figure things out. I don't have explosions like the Full Force. He does that stuff professionally. And there's other people that can do stuff like that. I can't do that. But let's get into the GI Karens. And Jeremy, if you're still here, I saw you here a little bit earlier. Man, you gotta. I promote that Facebook page, but man, oh man, a lot of whiners on that page. So if you guys did not see, I gotta go to my page here. I posted a meme on GI Joe Classified Community, who I've said before is, I think, is a really good, a really good Facebook page. Jeremy runs it, really good. I'm definitely happy with it at all. And so I posted this meme. All right. Big deal, all right? As you can see the digital render, he looks absolutely nothing like this. Nothing actually looks like him at all. Nothing looks like him at all. He looks awful. And all I did was digital render Hasbro / Super 7 collab. Right? Because this is what Super 7 does, right? They show you one thing. Boom. Anyway, so the comments started. Most people liked it. Then there was one guy that said, "Oh, I like stuff like this because then I know who to block." Or I don't know if he said block. He said something else, and then showed how you do it. And then him and another guy got into it, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I can do that too." And I'm like, "Really? Like you're that mad about memes?" There was another guy that said, "This was funny." Another guy that said, "I said, oh, but you're still gonna buy it?" And I said, "Oh yeah, because I review them all." And his comment was, "Oh, just what that's what we need, or that's what we need, another GI Joe reviewer, because we don't have enough of them doing God's work." And I'm thinking, yeah, there are a lot of GI Joe reviewers, but there's probably more trolls on the internet. So I guess you're doing God's work as a troll, right? But again, that's how people are. And it's kind of like, I don't get it. It's supposed to be funny. There were people that were getting mad, that just their attitude towards it. And it goes back to, and if you're on the Facebook group page, you probably saw it. Yes, well, the digital render looks way better. Let me see if I can find it. This one was actually way far back. If you haven't seen my Instagram page, this is what it looks like. A lot of me promoting my videos, but I do some memes. I'm not Chaz. I'm not Figure God. But the reason why Chaz and I actually started talking and kind of became pretty good friends through the internet, through these interwebs, was because of, you can see, so there was a point that I did a lot of memes. Once you learn how to do it, it's all fun, and you say, just doing all these different ones here. See, once I can figure out how to do some of the other things to just show the pictures, I wouldn't have to do all this. This one here. This one got me a lot of heat. All right? When you don't have to adjust your toys to anyone. Now, this is right after this thing had backed and people started getting hit for it. And I posted this on the GI Joe Classified community. And the people that got mad about it, you know, you shouldn't have to justify your toys to anyone. You know, why do you have to make people feel less than because they're with someone? And it's like, really? Like, you don't get the joke that this is honestly, I'm just sitting back going, yep, I bought it and I have no one to bitch at me about it. I'm also not getting laid that night either. But no one, you know, I don't, you know, maybe I posted that, people would be like, hey, it's maybe not the best trade-off. I don't know. But again, there's all these GI Karens, and this one here got me. I mean, people were pissed. People were pissed. You know, why do you have to act like that? Why do people have to act like this? You know, it's like, I have a girlfriend. I can do whatever I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, you've never heard the jokes, seen people talk about stuff like that. So, you know, it's funny because people don't know who I am, or didn't then, or people know who I am now. It's like this one here. Look at this, and they still do this. Like, Target. But when is the release date? You know, this girl killed herself too. I didn't know that. I didn't know who she was. I love this little, like, this GIF. She killed herself like when she turned like 18 or something. I didn't know. I don't know why I told you. I just brought everyone down. So anyway, quickly here, we're gonna go to Chaz. All right, and we've all seen Chaz, right? You guys have all seen Chaz, and so he's and I told him before. I go, no one beats a dead horse better than you, Chaz. And no one does. He is the king of memes and beating a dead horse. But I've never seen anyone complain about his stuff. So I don't know if the GI Karens are attacking people like him. You know, here's Botched, you know, which I thought was actually pretty funny. Someone should have done a nip tuck one. I really wish I could have. Wish I would have thought about that. But again, there's all these different ones here. I mean, Chaz is obviously the king of it. But again, I don't understand. Why are you on the internet if you want to get offended? I mean, is that why you are on the internet? To get offended? Because everyone there is looking to be offended over something. Some of these, I don't want to stop on this one right here. Chaz, we didn't need to see that. What are you guys talking about something, or maybe it's noble to stand for something? Yes, it's trendy to be offended these days for some stupid reason. Matter of fact, again, I'm talking about the GI Karen, but you know, listen, I even hate the Karen thing. I think it's a really stupid term, but I had to use it because then people would understand what I'm talking about. On the radio today, every time I see a Cook Island, I have to laugh. But they were talking about the whole Tiger Woods thing. I don't know. I hate Tiger Woods. I think the guy's a piece of shit. Guy treated everyone like shit. He treated everyone like shit. Now he's trying to be nice to people. But did you see what happened to him? Every single page here has like a Cook Island. So anyway, early today, I guess over the weekend, he was driving the ball in golf further than and the guy that's like 29. and he handed him a tampon. And then somebody happened to see it and got a picture of it. Let's see here what Juan Toys and Bricks says here. Right, Lawrence, is effing toys. We should all be joking on these issues. Not taking again, like, yeah, it's just fucking, it's just fucking hilarious. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Calling someone a Karen is stupid. I agree. Sorry for anyone named Karen. My stepmom's name is Karen. Although sometimes she acts like that. Not to that point. She acts a little different. She's way more rough around the edges. Anyway, so they were talking about the whole tampon thing, and now people are upset. So then Tiger Woods came out, and the guy, I do not like the guy. The guy's a piece of shit. And now he comes out and he's apologized if he offended anyone. And the moment you say, if I offended anyone, that is not an apology. You're about to say, I don't care. And you should. Now, people are mad because you're basically saying, oh, you're saying that he hit like a girl, right? I'm only scrolling down here because I wanted to show you the meme that Chavs did in response to mine. Kind of forgot how much he posts on Instagram and how many of these. Like, well, he's the Sky Striker, right? We haven't invented the HasLab yet. But it's crazy. Everyone is looking to be offended. And why are we on a toy forum if that's what we're going to be doing? And it's GI Joe. And you're going to defend that ugly ass face sculpt. You know what? I guess I could do this. Remove this and I can scroll through here and you not look at all that. But again, I don't understand. Like, what are you so pissed off about? Like, why are people like, if any of you get that pissed off about something, please feel free to leave. Leave a super chat and then leave though. Say, give me like a $5 super chat and say, I'm out of here. You offended me. But on my way out, I'm gonna help you out. But again, like, and you can't get away from them. Like, you know, I'm on a GI Joe forum, and why are you pissed off? I've done a couple memes here, which I thought were kind of funny. Other people seem to find them funny. You know, ooh, wow. Look at this. This is going back. I found this. Let's see. This went back here. This is Chaz from, I don't think this is. October 3rd. Well, what do you know? I guess. I don't know why anyone has a problem with Flint. I think Flint's head sculpt is perfectly fine. Well, this thing here, yeah, that looks pretty. That's pretty rough, isn't it? Let's see here. Robert's Infinite Realm says, offense. No, not me. I get a bit fired up, but I'll speak up. But not on the offense. Again, there's a difference between speaking up and getting mad over, a stupid meme. And like some of the stuff, like some of the stuff I just found kind of funny. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate Flint's gun, but that was still when they were at. That's when they were still doing the futuristic stuff. People get so mad over GI Joe not being realistic. Dude, they're fighting fucking Cobra, who's in a fucking blue outfit or red outfit, or they have androids. Like, GI Joe has never been realistic. Not even the original Snake Eyes, Scarlet. I mean, what was Army about that? Absolutely nothing. So I don't understand why people get so mad about it. And I really like when I hear someone like Mark to Toys, who does all these real world military weapons, say, I actually like the early versions. This is the guy that served in the military. He's doing these Valiverse weapons now. And he talks about how he actually enjoys all the stuff. And to me, that's super awesome. Because that's how it should be. I think I'm almost there. So I see a HasLab. Another Cook Island. All right, so Iknabab, $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Too many Karens and Kens that didn't enough attention as kids, and they feel the need to be heard. Is that it? I mean, people are so damn mad about shit. Yeah, like what offended you so bad? Why is saying you hit like a girl offensive? Girls don't hit as hard as men. The majority of them. Tony, okay, so here's what I have to say. The Nerf guns were whack. I'm not saying the Nerf guns looked good. I don't have a problem with weapons that aren't actual realistic weapons. When they looked as bad as like Beachhead's gun, I'm with you. Or Snake Eye's gun with the hole in it, I'm 100% with you. But I didn't have a problem with like Flint's gun. I understand his shotgun, it broke in the wrong spot. It bothered people. Everyone gets all upset about it. Oh my God, were they ripping on Cook Island that long ago? I'm sorry. I'm still strolling through Chaz's Instagram here trying to find this one picture that he did that everyone seemed to really like, but everyone hated mine. Because that one with the hits, people said, like, why wouldn't you use your own picture? And I was like, what? I'm like, it's just a stock photo. It was a stock photo, and it looked like guy was dreaming. And that's what people were so upset about. Again, Jeremy, you need to take care of that on your page there. All right, we got to be getting close to it. This is fascinating, right? It's fascinating radio or YouTube, right? There's been a lot of failed HasLabs, haven't there? Not a lot, but past year and a half. A lot of failed ones. That's too bad. GI Joe almost had a failed one. That Sky Striker, everyone wants to talk about how well the Sky Striker did. You know what? That thing barely funded. I think if the Rancor would have funded, I don't think it would have funded. I think we may have seen a bunch of people dropping out of it. God damn it, Chaz. I have a feeling I'm not going to find this. I hope I didn't go buy it. Anyway. So that's really what the whole GI Karen thing is. There's so many of you guys, and I want to say you guys, because I'm hoping that people here are not like that. I don't know why you would be. I mean, people are going on the internet literally just to be offended. Now, I can find other reasons in my life to be offended. It sure has nothing to do with that. When did the Hiss tank? When did the Hiss tank fund? Does anyone remember? It was it after the Reva's lightsaber? So Puckster didn't mind the Nerf guns. I thought they were awful. So Dukes actually didn't look bad. I didn't think Dukes actually looked all that bad, to be honest, other than every single one of them is warped. But I would rather have had real world weapons, which I changed every single one of them. Although the Roadblock, his big laser monstrosity, looks really good on a bat. The color just really fits really, really well. I mean, I'm not going to find this. I don't even remember. You don't realize how many things. All right, hold on. Let's see. Mr. Cheeseburger here. So I got called a troll. I got called a troll for my questions and comments on GDL. But when they make baseless statements and claims about a company, it's slander. You can't imagine the racist shit said during the toy reviews. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about with the racist shit said during toy reviews. I don't think you were being a troll, and I don't think you were because you were here last week and you asked, and I couldn't remember what the super chat was. I know you sent the super chat last week asking a question. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know you were here last week talking about it. I didn't think you were being a troll, but I did think you were really on them. And to me, the issue is like if you don't collect that line, like you're not going to hear me complain about any NECA turtles because I don't collect it. Now, maybe I'm kind of being a hypocrite because I will bash Super 7, but that was because I really wanted those, the Super 7 Joes. But the quality is so awful, and so is so much of the stuff. But I do understand what you are saying because myself and Ritz had actually talked, and there are a few people that I agree that I think they want free product. And I'm not saying Geek Dad Life is like that because he actually talked about when he gets free stuff, he's very transparent about it, and he gets rid of it. He gives a giveaway, he might do the review or whatever, but he wants to get rid of it. Not just get rid of it, but so people don't think that, hey, you know what, he's being a show for everything. And so I don't think that they're trying to cover anything up, but if they're not, paying attention to what's going on with the Valiverse, there's not too much that, why would you talk about it? They don't really know anything. Sure, Lawrence, super warped, like Falcon's face. I don't think his face is warped. It's just like melting off. Maybe someone hit him up with too hot of water. I don't know. But I gotta say, like, my whole idea of showing you this stuff is really blowing up in my face. I can tell by the users that are dwindling here. But anyway, my biggest issue right now is with so many of these damn people on the internet that just want to bitch and complain about this and that and everything, and I just don't get it anymore. It's truly one of those things where it's like what the hell? Like, what are you doing here? Like, you came through, but the one guy like posting like how they can, how he can ignore me and ignore all kinds of people. I'm thinking, do you ignore Chaz? Because Chaz and Figure God are all over the place, dropping stuff, dropping different memes and shit like that. So are you ignoring them? Because if you are missing out on so much fun stuff. Or is it just because this meme came from someone that you don't really know who they are? Falcon's face equals melted ice cream. Yeah, that's yeah. Mr. Cheeseburger says, you're free to bash Super 7. They have not sent my orders. Yeah, I feel bad for everyone that's dealing with that type of stuff. Because, man, they're screwing a lot of people over. Welcome, Palpatine. It's good to see you here in the chat right now. And, oh, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I can see where people are watching from. I didn't realize that. You guys can't see it, I don't think. Nope. I looked over here. So I can see if someone's watching from... Sorry. Listen, this whole, like, upgrading the StreamYard, I'm seeing stuff. So I can see where people are watching from. No one is on Facebook or YouTube or on Twitter. But I am supposedly streaming over there. Matt, you go find out. Someone go find out if it's actually showing up on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Why on YouTube? On Facebook, on the group page. I'll be really interested to see if it is. So, anyway, I don't know what else there is to talk about. I was trying to find a stupid meme. Sometimes you just go. I can't see you. I can see. Okay, so all right, so here. So I have you up here, right? And if you look at your W here, it shows me that it's coming from. It shows me that it's coming from, from YouTube. So Facebook user showed up. Yeah, I'm showing up over here. So it doesn't tell me who the Facebook user is. I'm assuming that's probably Matthew. Yeah, it's showing up over here. Well, that's kind of ridiculous and stupid. Red Sky Reviews. Hey, nice to meet you. I don't remember seeing you here. Maybe you were. If you have been, I apologize. Yeah, just kind of strolling through here and looking at everything. So, all right, so let's look here. I'm like determined to find this damn picture. And now I can't. Probably sent it to me. Anyway, enough about that. I guess it doesn't really matter. So okay, so let me mention again. I mentioned at the beginning about the members and everything like that. I got the different tiers, but for the third tier, the $4.99 tier, I wanted to have a Discord. And unfortunately, I spent about 2 hours this week setting one up, but I couldn't figure out how to make it private. See, Robert, got to run, need to sleep, got to work tomorrow, but good night all. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hope to see you next Monday, where we'll have another rousing topic of something that I can rant about. But thank you for stopping by. But anyway, so I was thinking about the membership. I definitely want to. I want to get a Discord set up, and the one reason why I'm doing a Discord where it'd be one of the tiers, and I might change it to like maybe the $2.99. I'm not sure. One of the reasons why is I don't want a bunch of yahoos and assholes in there, right? If you're going to be paying to be, to help support the channel, I'm going to assume that you want to be in the conversations and different things like that. You want to be in in the group, in the community, because obviously you're helping to support the channel. But I can't set that thing up for the life of me. And I mean, not for the life of me. I got it set up, but I cannot figure out why in the hell I can't set it up to private, how I make a moderator, how I make an admin, other than myself. So if anyone knows how to set up a Discord, anyone's done it before, message me at punkwithtoys@gmail.com so we can discuss it, because honestly, I want to get it set up. I think it's really cool. I know a lot of the other communities have it, but again, it's just one of those things where, I spent 2 hours and I just wanted to scream. I didn't want to look at it anymore. I had actually sent Matthew a link to it, and then I sent him another link. And I'm like, forget it. Or another message. I'm like, forget it. I deleted it because I'm just dying. That's me. Any customizers in the chat? So Tony is asking, any customizers in the chat? Am I the only loser painting while Lawrence France? I know Matthew does some, but I think you go pretty above and beyond with your customizing. Your stuff looks really, really good. Everything that I see of yours, and I know what Articulated Chat says. Anyone can customize a 6-inch figure. It's hard to customize a 4-inch. I guess you still have to paint. That's like saying, you know what, you got to paint a small model, not a bigger size model, because bigger sizes are easier. But yeah, I can't do it. I listen. I just told you I spent 2 hours trying to figure out fucking Discord. You think I'm going to sit there and try and paint fucking eyes and get aggravated when that doesn't work? Hell no. So I won't be doing it. If I need a custom, I'll just ask you to commission you to do one for me. Which I might need one for Falcon if I can't find a head for it. But yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. There's got to be some other customizers, but that's like a perfect thing. Again, if we get a Discord set up and if we're able to, again, I will probably scream if I have to sit there and look at it anymore. I looked at the YouTube, and this is the reason why I haven't done anything more with the Punks on Film. I still want to figure out how I'm going to do it. So here's an idea, and tell me what you guys think. I think I can start streaming anytime now. I don't think we need to have 50 users, but again, we got to figure out how we're going to do it. Like I said, I'm probably thinking like 10 o'clock on a Thursday. So that's another time that I have open. But here's what I was thinking is we'll do some input. We'll have an idea of what movies we want to do, but everyone does their channel reviews or they do their what is it? I'm completely out of it. What the hell is it called? I'm gonna go nuts. And it's been a long couple of weeks at work, and obviously it's starting to definitely catch up to me. Not the commercial, the trailer. So what I was thinking about doing is everyone has these trailer breakdowns, but how about I do a trailer breakdown for whatever movie that we're going to discuss, and I give like everyone like 2 weeks to do it. All right, and then it's kind of like you're breaking down a trailer from 40 years ago. Some of the movies I may not have seen because I do want to pick movies that I haven't seen. And then we go ahead and do a live stream for about an hour or so, hour and a half, not too long. Again, sometimes you realize 3 hours is really easy to do. Sometimes 2 hours might be kind of difficult. But I really do like this idea. I've been coming up, just I think about this. I drive all day for my work. When I'm not fixing copy machines, I'm driving around all day. And so I have nothing to do but think about stupid stuff. And since I've just delved so much into the YouTube, that's what pretty much goes through my mind. Again, the biggest thing, the first thing that I want to do was get the StreamYard, so everyone's not having to look at the actual duck that's up there. But also be able to stream on other platforms, which unfortunately I think that's very disappointing if Facebook is just going to tell you that it's a Facebook user. Well, I mean, what's the use of that? So I don't know what Twitter does, but again, there's only like 33 followers on Twitter. I don't understand Twitter. I go on there and I see people leave a comment. I'm like, I don't know how to reply. It is such a pain in the ass. I don't remember it being a pain in the ass when it first started. I see right now the chat is all about Anthony's customs as he's hijacked my chat, but that's good. No, okay. So here's my idea. We're gonna pick out a movie from like the 80s, and I'd like to start off doing like every 2 weeks. Like I said, probably like Thursdays, right? So what I would do, Anthony, don't worry about it. Like, it doesn't matter. That's what the chat's there for everyone to discuss other things. I can see the viewership starting to go up and down, and it moves back and forth. And everyone hit that like button. It definitely helps out the analytics. So my idea was whatever movie we pick out. So let's say we picked out Rad, right? I would take the Rad trailer. I would do a breakdown of the trailer. Now, maybe I've seen the movie, so it's going to be a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff, like the fact that the Cobra twins are in it. Was Extensive Enterprise was Extensive Enterprise, like was the bike company, Mongoose, was that their first thing into Extensive Enterprises? But then we would go on to watch the movie. So that way you would know what movie we're going to be previewing and talking about. You guys want come here, Roman. Come here. You guys want to see Roman? And he's more entertaining than me. Come up here. Come on. Like there he is. Say hi. Look, he hits his head up there. Oh, look at that. Look. What is that? What is that? I know, buddy. I know. We've had 2 kids here all day because it's midwinter break, because kids don't get enough time off, right? But again, to me, as much as I want to do all this, and I am going to get to this because I also have an idea for a skateboarding channel that I'm going to be doing with another buddy of mine. It takes up a lot of time. I don't think a lot of people realize exactly how much YouTube takes up your time. And so I wonder like how many people just do this as a career, because I know like I was supposed to be on with Chad this Sunday for Articulated Chat. And he said, he hit me up and he's like, hey, I got to push it back because the guy that was doing Neon at Night with me, he quit. Now I'm kind of stuck figuring out what I'm going to be doing. And so he's got to do a Neon at Night. So we got to push that back. And it's kind of like, we have careers. Just like you guys all have careers. So watching YouTube is one thing, but thinking about coming up with everything that I want to talk about, getting sidetracked, doing it every week. And there are some weeks that is just going to be really smooth. And, I look back at the Hasbro's versus Valiverse shows. That one did absolutely wonderful. That thing blew up. That did over 1,000 views. Just that name alone. Listen, I thought about doing one about Viper Island. But to me, it's kind of like, I don't know if I really want to be the whole, it would get good numbers, give you that little jump really quick. Listen, I don't know if I get so mad about Bobby. I just think Bobby tells his side of the story a lot of the time. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm only hearing his side. They went off on Chris McLeod again, which I don't know Chris McLeod. I don't think Chris McLeod really likes me too much when I'm like on his channel. I don't think my comedy is always fits with his, To be honest, I would probably get along better with Bobby, but I've grown as an adult. As a kid, I was the biggest asshole in the world. But I thought, like, as you start to grow, you need to start, changing. And they were talking about, Chris McLeod again, and how Tony and him, I guess, used to be good friends. But, you would think that when Tony became an action figure that he would have heard from him, but he didn't hear anything. Like, oh my God, dude. It's like me being mad because someone didn't wish me a fucking happy birthday. My dad doesn't fucking contact me on my birthday and say happy birthday. So it's like, who the hell gives a shit? And also, there's kind of a reason why Chris McLeod does not talk about Action Force. And I'm not going to get into that, but his wife works for a company that is not allowed to be talked about. So, just give Bobby the Jack Daniels, honey. Listen, those guys drink a lot. Now, me coming from someone who's never drank in their entire life. Yeah. Yes. Hey, listen, if Bobby and Chris used to be friends and some drama went down, if you know what it is, you can feel free to say it. The person that told me, I don't know if it was a private conversation, so I'm not going to get out here and blurt what it is. Thank you. Thank you very much for the happy birthday. Actually, it was just my daughter's birthday on Saturday. Let me tell you about our Saturday, all right? Let me get rid of my dog. 1 second. Again. I guess I was still muted. Sorry about that. Yeah, I agree. I agree with the whole like maturing. Just because you can do it doesn't mean. My ex used to say shit like that all the time. He used to say shit like that all the time. I'm just honest. No, you're being rude about it. You can be honest and not be rude. Hold on. I don't yell at him. It's not his fault. He just wants. Now my son's mad at my daughter. No, I agree. Like just because you can say something doesn't mean you have to. DJ, the dog just wants to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. He does it all. He does it all the damn time. Jay, let me tell you about my day on Saturday. Like how our day turned out. Oh, this is wonderful. This is my daughter's birthday. And so we were going to go to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then we were going to go to Cranbrook Museum. So like free passes and everything. We go out to lunch. We go out to Cranbrook. So we go see Ant-Man and Wasp first thing in the morning, like 10:30. Probably about 45 minutes into it, and we see someone come walking by down low. Got the flashlight going. And they leave. And then the lights come on. And then they come out and they're like, yeah, there's a medical emergency. Everyone has to leave. And it was like, what? Like, and you could see this lady was having some sort of commotion or something. So we all left, got our tickets refunded, got new tickets. It's like 12 o'clock. It's like 12 o'clock. We got tickets for 4 o'clock. We've been like 45 minutes into this thing. So I'm like, do we want to come back today? I'm like, hell yeah. I've seen like 45 minutes of the movie. I want to watch the whole damn movie. And so we go out to eat. My ex gets mad at us. You know, she gets mad about certain things. Kids get mad. Everyone's mad but me. We go out to Japanese steakhouse, spend way too much money on Japanese steakhouse. But hey, you know what? It's for my daughter's birthday. Go to the Funko Pop store because she loves Funko Pops. I should give you guys a quick tour of her room one day. She loves Lilo and Stitch, but I loves Funko Pops. So she has all these Funko Pops. There's a Funko Pop store, which oddly enough, I only found because it is in the same suite that the skate shop that I worked in for years is. I just happened to look over at it one day driving. So we go there, go back, finish the movie, go to get cake, and of course, it's like shit just happens. The kids and my ex are fighting, and it's like, God, it's like her birthday. Like, why can't we just fucking get along? Well, my ex and I actually weren't fighting, the kids and them, and it's like, what the hell, So fun times, but we had to go back because I had to go see Ant-Man. Come back. So, I have 2 kids, 16 and 14. So my son is 16, my daughter's 14, and then my ex has a daughter that's 26 who I've raised since she was 5. But yeah, like my ex and my son are so much alike that they just start to clash. That's why he lives here with me. It drives me nuts. Like it's like 2 people just fighting. Listen, I'm not talking Funko Pop. I'm not talking. I'm just saying my daughter enjoys it. I do not collect Funko Pops. That is something that I have stayed away from because it can go down quickly. Okay, so Photo Viper. No, Chris, don't talk Action Force because he is a Hasbro show. That is not true at all. That is not true at all. Now, I'm not saying he's not a shill, but it's not the reason why he does not talk about it. I guess in theory he probably could talk about it, but yeah. So yeah, again, let's see here. So Chris gets inside scoops just because he's allowed to talk about it. But if he hints at something, then you can pretty much bank on it. That is very true. That is very true also. Remember, his wife also works at Boss Fight Studios. Now, I didn't realize this, but Boss Fight Studios has actually been doing a lot of the sculpting for the Classified line. So not only is he friends with Lenny and Emily, he's also, his wife is working at Boss Fight Studios, so I'm assuming, I don't know for sure because I don't know him. So he's able to probably get information from them. But he's getting information from other people. So when Chris tells you something, yeah. What I think is absolutely hilarious is how much Viper Island hates Chris McLeod. Now we can talk about Bobby. How Bobby hates Chris. And Bobby hates, Lenny. Bobby hates anyone that's not part of the Valiverse shows, if you haven't noticed. Yes. Chris got Corey fired. Yes, Chris got Corey fired. Bobby had a lot to say about that. That he's just a sculpt manager. He doesn't actually sculpt. He just manages. So supposedly, like, it gets sent out to other sculptors and he manages it. So the only thing that I can think of is that Corey is the guy from. So Corey is basically the guy from Office Space. So wait, so you take the blueprints from the customer and then you take it to the engineers or whatever. I'm a people person. I'm good with people. That's what I think Corey is. Like that, like when they said like he just like sends out the sculpts, he gets back, puts in his information. That's what I think of. I think Corey is the guy from Office Space that can't, like, he's huffing and puffing when he goes down the ditch and they're walking back up after they go to Chotchkie's. Listen, if you guys have not seen Office Space, that is one that we will definitely have to discuss because that movie is so awesome. And I feel bad for anyone that hasn't seen Office Space. What is it? Wade Howlettson. I was turned into a hashtag. Don't be Wade. Okay. Sometimes you get caught up in some of these. Again, this is why I truly do believe some of the people only answer super chats when they get much larger, because you can't just. When we first started doing all of these, yeah, like when I first started doing it, and there might be 20, 30 people in here, you could read through almost every single one of these. But man, oh man, let me tell you, as large as this group has grown, it is hard. And here right now, we're only sitting with 46. Michael Bolton, yes. Did you see the? It was a Walmart commercial. They had everyone but the two main actors in it. They did a Walmart commercial. It's actually pretty funny. Don't be a punk with toys. Don't be a Wade thing is funny. I guess I don't know this. Am I missing something? Oh man, Did I scroll up? Because Mr. Cheeseburger, man, GDL did a review on the Thunder Tank. It had no lights. The treads don't tile. It came with no figures, 450, and GDL raved about it. They talked so horribly about the Hull Charger, five figures, 300. You seem to have do you have an axe to grind with them, or is it? Again, okay, so, how can I address this with that? I understand what you're saying, but I think it kind of goes to the same thing that I'm saying when I say, like, I'm going to give you an honest review of everything that I review and everything that I look at, but it may not be your opinion. And again, I did watch it. I do have a problem with, well, first off, the price of the Thunder Tank is absolutely ridiculous. And when he put it next to the aircraft carrier, now, as someone who has a USS flag, my childhood USS flag, I don't know if I guys ever told you, my childhood USS flag, and I saw it sitting there. It's about the same size as a Sky Striker, which I thought was pretty odd. Night, New York. Have a good night. I'll see you next Monday for sure. Eric Thurman, thank you for introducing me to Gridiron. Well, you're welcome. See what I'm talking about, Tony? I could help him. So they talked about it. He pointed out some things that he didn't like, some things that he didn't see. But I do understand, but like, when you do a review, you don't have to bash something that you don't like. You can point out certain things. Now, I agree, like, he pointed out, like, the exposed screws that are kind of sitting there in the back, the holes that sit in the front. One thing that I did not like is when he talked about, well, there's probably an aftermarket that will build something that will cover up those holes. Listen, if I'm going to sit there and tell you we shouldn't have to fucking fix a $25 head sculpt, a Falcon, I'm sure the hell I'm going to tell you I should not have to go on the aftermarket and find something that's going to cover up the holes of a $450 Thunder Tank. Which, let's be honest, those figures are awful. They are awful. But yeah, so I mean, I understand what you're saying. I do. But everyone, the way they review things are definitely going to be different. And again, I guess that's why you come to certain places for certain opinions. And like I said, for me, I'm going to try and give you guys the good and the bad and the ugly. I did that whole video of the good, the bad, and the ugly of Valiverse. And you would think from some of the comments that I said they were the worst pieces of shit ever. That's not what I said. And then other comments, you would think that I dogged them the way that they should be, and that's all I did, and people were super happy about it. It's crazy how it's kind of like people can't see both sides. People can't see, like, hey, you know what? You can give an honest opinion and be objective and not be an asshole about it. So, but again, I don't think you were trolling Mr. Cheeseburger on Geek Dead Life, but you were going, like, you were really on them. And, you know, they did say, and I even said in the chat, like, if you don't collect the line, it's hard. You're not paying attention to what's going on. Because it's such a small independent company, if there was something wrong with, like, Mezco, right now, Mezco is having issues with the Bishop. The one that I went to review, the leg was broken. We've seen arms broken. The colors fading on certain ones. but you're not hearing a lot about it because there's only so many people that are collecting it. Valiverse is very big in this community. They're not that big in the toy community, and that's my personal opinion. I don't know this for sure, but if you did a buy four figures for $13 and you get a fifth free, and you're bragging that in 24 hours you were able to sell the rest of your lot, well, I sure would hope so. Because that's a lot of figures for a pretty good buck, considering he only has $3.50, right? So there's a lot of equipment, a lot of stuff that goes with it. So it's kind of like, I don't think he's as big as he projects to be. He's very big in this community. There's no doubt about it. But as I mentioned before, I don't think a lot of Joe collectors are toy collectors. But, when you're looking at Geek Dead Life and Toy Anxiety and stuff like that, they're not collecting it. So I think they're the wrong group to go after. Just my own personal opinion. But from what your complaint is, there's not too many people doing. Well, I take that back. There are some people that do live streams that do collect Valiverse. The question is, are they consistent? You can't really go complain to the 3POA about it because, well, they are them. Kato's, I don't know. I know Kato, he's in with them. I don't know how often he does a live stream. There's a few guys that do it. Again, you mentioned the one reason why you didn't come after me was because I'm very honest about it. So let's see here. Heard a rumor Bobby decided to distance from Tim after he went extreme alt-right. Can't confirm. I don't know who Tim is. But I think you guys are talking and I'm just kind of jumping in. Let's see. He assumed the UFC community would buy Duster Up, so he made a shit ton of them. Okay. All right. I understand that, and I understand how you would buy that. Here's my issue with this, Anthony. Here's my issue with that. He said it is the third highest selling Valiverse figure. But he had to make room for them. So he put them at a discount of $13 each. And if you buy 4, you get 5. So either he way overestimated how big the UFC fans are wanting action figures. For Tim Kennedy, who is he that big of a UFC star? I mean, it's not Chuck Liddell, right? So, I mean, to me, I don't buy it. I believe that it didn't sell as many as he actually. Yeah, it sold out. Again, he said it sold out in 24 hours. Again, you're giving 5 figures for under $50. And this day and age, say what you want. It's a good buck, good ammunition. I mean, like good weapons, good overlays, 2 different heads. Oh, I might have to use one head for a fucking Falcon for all I know. I have a hard time believing that it's the 3rd best-selling figure. He sold more than all the other figures, but 2. And he had that many that he could do a sale like that. That just seems... It seems like the numbers might not match up. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fucking YouTuber here. Just a guy giving my opinion on stuff that I know nothing about. Which is what we all do. No, I agree. And again, because those figures swap out so good, hey, it works out. Hey, well, you know what, DJ? That's good because Rob Riggle is an actual Air Force pilot. So I'd be fine with a Rob Riggle figure. I mean, he's not only hilarious, but he's also an actual Air Force pilot, or at least former Air Force pilot. And if you don't know that, go look up. He's a real badass. I wouldn't say badass, but he's a real pilot. Served tours of duty. He did things that a lot of us will never do. I wouldn't. I'm glad everyone else does for us because I like freedom. Let's see here. So Matthew says, Wade, I personally contacted Bobby about customer service issues. He berated me, then did exactly what I suggested he needed to do. See, I have private conversations with people, and I don't want to speak to what they say. I've also seen other, emails that have gone around about how certain people, how people have been talked to in their emails. I mean, in their customer service. And, I can tell you when I had the issue with the Night Ops Steel Brigade, and his head came right off. And you can watch the review video and watch it happen in live time. When I contacted him, he said, you have to contact where you ordered it from. Which I thought, okay, but it's your company. So there were so many people that hit me up. And that's the biggest issue. Like with that right there, the Delta Force Trooper and the Night Ops had huge issues with the shoulder splitting. And I don't know why I said like this, the shoulder splitting, and then the neck came out. So I think BBTS had to take a huge bath in that because they didn't ask for the figure back. They gave me a credit. They just gave me a credit. Let's see here. So Wade says, but then he and his men made it seem like I was crazy. He got super disrespectful. Oh, are you the one that has the email? Was it your email? It was the email that I read somewhere that you got into it with one of his employees. If you are, say yes. So let's see here. Just kind of reading through what you guys are talking about. Trigger is my favorite. Trigger is my favorite also. I can't rave enough. Well, again, the biggest issue that I have about Trigger is the shoulders are messed up, like all Action Force are. And for as muscular as he's supposed to be, he's so small compared to the Joes. But I like it. But I like it. So yeah. So Romo says, can he re-enlist in Special Forces as well? Is he Special Forces or is he? I don't know what he is. Okay, so it wasn't you, all right. But obviously you've had issues with. I've had no issues when I think about it, I had the issue with the Night Ops, but BBTS took the yeah. So I didn't know that he was Special Forces. But what is Special Forces? I mean, he's not like I know he's in the Army, but he's not a Navy SEAL. So I mean, there's so many different types of Special Forces, and then there's like the SEALs and Delta, and I don't know. He's a badass. I'm not. Not saying he's not a badass. I just Okay, so he's a Green Beret. Okay. All right. I like that movie. If you like John Wayne, my dad is a huge John Wayne fan. And Green Berets is his best movie, in my personal opinion. And it even has Sulu in it. Hey, listen, dude. Anyone that gets in the UFC or the Octagon, any mixed martial arts, and gets punched in the face over and over and over, and does all the wrestling and has cauliflowered ears, you're pretty much a badass. You know, especially if you get to that level. An old friend of mine, he was into MMA way before it was popular. I remember watching UFC 1 and 2 and 3 with him, and then we never saw it taking off the way that it did, and it's become just so fucking huge. And now everyone wants to be a fighter, or at least everyone wants to act like a fighter, but we know most people can't do shit. It's just, we need Tim Kenny's opinion on the Butter Bars Falcon face. Dude, you know what's funny? So I just watched Ken Shamrock talking about those UFCs, and literally maybe a month ago I was watching it. It popped up on one of the wrestling shows, and they were talking one of the not YouTube channel, well, YouTube channel, but it was an interview with Shamrock, like 2-hour interview, and he was talking about the whole Gracie thing. And it's kind of funny because my old friend used to always say, Ken Shamrock's claim to fame isn't that he beat Royce Gracie, is that he didn't lose to him, which I thought was actually pretty funny. But he talks about that whole match. Like, he talks about I want to say it's the second fight with Royce, and how they changed the rules, I think the day before the fight. And he was very honest. He goes, it had nothing to do with Royce. Like, Royce didn't know about it either. He's like, we had both trained a certain way, and then we come in and find out was it a 30-minute fight, I think, 3 10-minute rounds. And he goes, I plan on going like 3 hours with him. Like, that's what Ken Shamrock said that he had plan on fighting. Now, whether or not, Ken Shamrock is a little punch drunk, to be honest. And he was amazing to watch back in the day. And then he talked about the other one when Royce Gracie, bowed out, and he just quit. Like, he just let someone else go. And people said, why did you quit? And he's like, because I came to fight Royce Gracie. He said, I had no other reason to be here. My whole thing was to fight Royce Gracie. And since he stepped out and he, for no reason, he goes, I didn't have a reason to fight. So Ken Shamrock is a very, very interesting individual. I didn't realize that he took his last name Shamrock from the guy that taught him how to fight, because he went to the Shamrock. I forget what it was, but it's Shamrock Fighting Club, whatever it was. And he's like, that guy is my father. And he goes, that's why I took his name, because he was in like foster homes and different things like that. I don't think he knew his dad. It's kind of crazy, like very interesting. But yeah. Oh, look, Chaz shows up out of nowhere. I watched UFC since the very first one. I used to, and then there's certain reasons. I was never a huge Tank Abbott. Sorry. Tank Abbott. Fucking. Sorry. Tank Abbott was something very special. Chaz, I was going through your Instagram trying to find the the picture when you and I started talking, how you took the HasLab, or I'm sorry. Oh, here it is. I probably went right by it here. So this was the picture I was trying to show you guys earlier. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. So this was the. So when people got all pissed off at me about this, Chaz comes up with this exact same picture that I did. Now it's not like he stole it from me. Hey, look, we're talking about his tank, and we're talking about this. Chaz does this, and people love it. I do the one where I show myself or show this guy relaxing and how I don't have to worry about it. And people get all pissy at me. And that's how Chaz and I actually started talking. And then he comes out with this one, and people think it's hilarious. But Chaz, as I was going through your Instagram, I didn't realize how many Cuck Island memes you've actually done. Dan Severn. I believe Dan Severn was from Waterford, Michigan. They're somewhere right around here. Yeah, very close to where I'm at. Dan Severn, right? But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I used to watch the UFC. I used to know all those people. Funny story is that I'll tell you a funny story. Maybe you might not think it's funny. I do. So we were watching the first season of The Ultimate Fighter, and you remember Diego? We just liked the name. It really had nothing to do with Diego, like the actual fighter. So we were going to name our son Diego. You know, I'm a little Mexican, so he'll be a little Mexican, a little less Mexican than me. We like Diego. So we're at my ex's sister-in-law's, and she's like, "You guys figure out names?" And we're like, "Yep." I don't know if we had figured out that he was a. I don't know if we. No, we hadn't figured out it was Diego if it was going to be a girl, a boy, Ava if it was going to be a girl. So we told Ava if it's a girl, Diego if it's a boy. And Beth, my sister-in-law, looks and says, "No." And I love Beth. And I'm thinking, who the hell are you to tell me what I'm going to name my kid, right? And she used to watch these kids. And she looks and she goes, "Go, Diego, go." And we're like, "What?" And she goes, "Dora has a cousin named Diego. And he will never live it down." And I looked at my ex and we're like, "Yep, he's not being named Diego." Which is fine because he does not look like a Diego. Not at all. But that is my what I guess I think is funny. But I guess if you've ever had kids and had to name kids, you realize sometimes it doesn't go over as smooth when you're trying to go through names and trying to figure out a name. And we came up with Ava for him if he was a girl, and when she got pregnant again with our daughter, we were trying to decide on names, and she always wanted to go with Sean if it's a boy, and for a girl, I said, "Well, we already have a name, Ava." And she goes, "That was his name." I said, "Well, what?" And she goes, "That was Andrew's name if he was going to be a girl." I go, "But he wasn't a girl." "I know, but that was going to be his name." And I'm like, "Yeah, but he's not a girl. So why?" So the whole name Ava got completely scrapped because that would have been our son's name if he was a girl. So if you can figure out that logic, feel free to explain it to me. Anyway.
Don't worry about anybody breaking in. He's watching.
Okay. So anyway, he really is just sitting there right in front of the door watching. Yeah, so I used to watch the UFC with everyone else. Exactly. Jeremy knows. Women logic is wild. Dude, it made absolutely no. To this day, I don't understand like that whole That was his name. I'm like, yeah, but he's not a girl. I go on all kinds of brands. Probably the reason why we're not together anymore. So anyway, I do have a bunch of different topics that I'm probably going to address. Obviously, some are going to be a little bit more popular, I guess. Obviously, the Hasbros and the Valiverse shows did super well. But I do want to say this. So I think when we hit 2,000 subscribers, we're just over 1,000, just over 300 away. If you guys are interested, I can do like a topic will be just like ask me any questions. You guys want to know like what my background is. I'm pretty much an open book. It's easy to be an open book when you don't like drink or anything. You don't do drugs. So if that's something you would be interested in once we hit 2,000, then we can discuss that. But I think that might be a good idea. Kind of give me a breather, something I won't have to think too much about when I get to the topic. I got to say, sometimes I do these topics or ideas for topics, and I'm way more animated at the time. And then by the time it comes up, I'm not as aggravated about it as I once was. But I think that's how, again, I'm doing this all alone, so I kind of have to go with what's going on here. So anyway, how many likes we got, guys? I'm going to pull it up here. 56 likes. You know what I found? What I actually found very, very interesting was the in the past couple of days, the last live stream that I did has started to pick up with more people watching it. I've noticed a lot of people are watching it after it's live, which is actually really cool. Maybe because it's so long and people just want to listen to it and kind of let it while they drive around, listen to what's going on, and don't really need to watch too much. But and again, I do want to mention again about the whatever it is. The Discord. If anyone knows about doing a Discord, they managed one, they've created one, hit me up at a punkwithtoys@gmail.com. Maybe you can help me out with it, and then we can figure something out. I really do want to do the Discord. I really want to do stuff like that. And again, just have a nice, good group chat. Tony hit like. You know, I tell you what, if you were that football player, you probably would get intercepted and probably hit the dislike button. as I listen, I don't know. I can't even pronounce that. So, listen, it's not about what's a good name. Just make sure that, like, if you come up with a name for one of your children, that you don't try and use the name for the sex that they weren't, because your ex may tell you, you're wrong. I would never use Betty. So all I would ever think about is skate Betties. Okay, so oh God, yeah. Listen, I can't help it that you like Tony Romo. Listen, okay, there's got to be football fans here, right? I'm going to exclude myself and Anthony Romo here. First off, who thinks that Tony Romo, the announcer, is a good announcer for football? And then conversely, who thinks that Tony Romo was an actual good quarterback? See? Oh, look at that. See, Eric knows what I'm talking about. Fumble by Romo. I know the guy has some really good stats, but he always seemed to just throw the worst interception. And, like, of course you liked him. Because he had your name and you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. You know, and then he got replaced by like a fifth. Because spelled backwards is oh. You know what? I was trying to figure out if it said something backwards, but yeah. Now I see it. Which if she says no to that, then you need to find a new woman. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, he had massive brain damage. That's why he threw so many bad passes at the end of his career. I don't remember Steve Young doing that. And he had like 7 concussions. But Steve Young was an actually good quarterback. That's right. So even on a bad day, he was better than Tony Romo on a good day. Yeah, Aikman had a lot of brain damage, didn't he? He talked about all the concussions he had. Tony Romo would just he just got injured for no reason. he just got injured for no reason. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. You say I'd rather pay Romo than what they're paying Dak right now. Okay, so what you're trying to say is you'd rather have Romo than Dak Prescott. So this is what I'm gonna say, and I say this to Lions fans all the time. The Lions fans that were mad that they fired not the last coach, not the guy that keeps the pencil with Patricia, the guy before him. When everyone would say, well, yeah, they shouldn't have fired him because he actually won 9 games. They got Patricia. Well, just because they hired the wrong guy doesn't mean the other guy was any better. All right? Or doesn't mean he was good, shall I say. No. I am not a Lion fan. I live in the city of Detroit. I gave up being a Lions fan in 2000, I believe, 2001, the year that the Colts got not Peyton Manning, but Edgerrin James. And that's because I realized, damn, like this team's never going to do anything. The ownership doesn't care. They just love having money, so I just give it up. So, okay, so then who then what? Hold on. Romo always reminds me of that Futurama joke. Jay Cutler was my quarterback, so I got. Yes. Oh, stop with his O-line suck. Tony Romo wasn't that good. Just like Dak Prescott isn't that damn good. All right? Just not. All right? And it's okay. It's okay. All right? It's okay to be a top 15 quarterback. All right? There's only 32 starters in the league, right? That's okay. That's all right. You're better than me. You made more money than me. Him and his Skechers. But no, I'm not a Lion fan. I mean, if anyone is one of that. I don't. Okay, so I don't have a team. I just like watching football. I watch the Lions and I know everything that's going on because I listen to sports radio and I live in Detroit. But if they win, great. It's great for the fans. If they lose, I'm pretty much laughing. You can scroll through my my Facebook and you will see me fucking just destroying the fucking Lions. I hope they win, but I relinquish them. I refuse to let anyone in my house have Lion paraphernalia. They're awful. They are awful. That's all you can do. I do not know sports. Go skate. Well, I do know more about skateboarding than sports. I will admit that. I used to run a sports message board, and again, because it's in Detroit, some of the people absolutely. Okay, I can't pick a team. All right, and let me explain something to you. And see, you're one of these people. You're one of those people. Listen, I live in Detroit. So in 2000, yeah, 2000, when it was Edgerrin James, I became a Colt fan. But I could never really become a Colt fan because I don't live there. So when they won, it really didn't mean too much. It just showed me how shitty the Lions actually were and how if the ownership doesn't care and they have one playoff win since 1957, I'm not going to blindly support a team. I guess it's like blindly supporting Hasbro. If they're not giving you what you want, then you don't support them. So you live in Memphis and Chicago Bears are your team, no matter how horrific they are. Okay, but why are you a Chicago Bear fan? Because Tennessee probably didn't have a football team when you were growing up. If you grew up there, right? Like, there's so many people here in Detroit that love the Cowboys because the Lions have been so bad, or they love Steelers because they've been so bad. But I don't know how you can live like. There are people here that try and say, "No, I'm not a fair weather fan because I am not a fair weather fan because." Even if the Lions are good, I'm still not going to be a fan of theirs. Because you can't relinquish your being a fan and be like, oh, okay. Let's see. So I lived it up in high school. That's when the boys were killing. But you're also from Arizona, and did you have a team? And I actually mean that. But like when you live in a place where you have all four sports teams, and I use having all four sports teams loosely. Actually, I think the Lions are actually doing pretty well, to be honest. They seem like they're on the right. Why would I blindly support a franchise or a team that looks like they don't give a shit? They went 0-16. They were the first team that went 0-16. One playoff win since 1957. Say it out loud. So it's just what you like. Memphis had nothing for years. So you just okay. So that's just it. So you had nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I sometimes will hear people say, "Yeah, so Tony, you didn't have any, so you don't have a team, so you picked a team." And as a kid, you probably would pick the winning team. But if you grow up here, when I hear people try and say, "Oh, I'm a Maple Leaf fan," really? Because we just watched Red Wings win 4 fucking. Barry had quit on the Lions before Edgerrin was in the league. And you're right, Barry Sanders is the most spectacular running back of all time. My point was, while watching the Lions, I lost it because I swore that the Colts should have drafted Ryan Leaf, and I was wrong. I swore they should have drafted that pothead Ricky Williams, and they went after Edgerrin James, and I was wrong. And that's when I realized teams can really make good decisions, but the Lions can, and I'm not going to support that. So I don't have a football team. I just watch football. I like Michigan. I like Michigan. I think college is better anyway because you actually have. It's starting to die off now with people jumping from college to college and the transfer portal and all that other BS. Holy shit, we're almost up to 3 hours. Damn. Sorry for the guys that voted no to 3-hour show. But I will say this: once it gets to be smaller, it's easier to talk to everyone. Anthony said, Do you normally work on Mondays? Because I know you work 24-hour shifts, right? Oh, and I did want to mention to you, I was going to comment, but I didn't know how people might take it. Your new Facebook photo, you look like a white Mexican that's trying to be in the mob with Al Capone back in like the 40s. I was looking at that picture going, he is the whitest Mexican ever. But he looks like he wants to be part of Al Capone's crew. But I think I can say that because I have 25% Mexican in me. So, so do you have like specific days, Tony, or like you just kind of, hey, listen. Tony can dish it out as well as he can take it. And he's the one who told me he's like the whitest Mexican, so. Listen, I don't care what you were dressed for. I'm just stating. Listen, I will never dress up that nice. I will never look that nice. All right? I am awful. I am a t-shirt and jeans guy. I have a shitload of Star Wars and Star Trek ties. And that's what I wear to weddings and funerals, and it drives my ex absolutely fucking mad. Well, at least did when we were together. Now she can't say shit. Hey, I'm 25% Mexican, 25% Italian, and then a mix of a bunch of other shit that my mom was. I actually asked my dad the other day. I was like, "What was mom anyway?" And she's like, she's a mutt, everything. And her last name is German. So, but yeah, it's kind of funny. I have my kids are 12.5% Mexican. I'm like, if we get you a scholarship, I don't care. All right, whatever percentage it makes you to get a scholarship, then God bless you, because that's what we need. More scholarships. Oh, okay. So I'm not a big baseball fan, but yes, I think the Old English D is one of the best looking logos in all sports. It's clearly behind the Detroit Red Wings, but that's because the Detroit Red Wings are just that awesome. So yeah, I will support the Tigers. You'll see me wearing Tiger shirts and stuff like that. But yeah, Detroit Lions, it's a whole different. I relinquish any fandom that I have. Again, I know everything about it because I listen to sports radio probably way more than I should. But again, you drive around all day. But I'm very objective about it. And I'll tell you, I think the Lions are on the right track. I think they got the right GM. They seem like they have a coach that these guys want to play for. But it's just like the Pistons. I mean, they're trash right now. The owner is absolutely clueless what the hell is going on. That guy has no idea what's. I don't. Lawrence needs to wear a Hawaiian shirt with a stash and Detroit hat and play the intro music from that show. What do you mean that show? You mean Magnum PI? That show was awesome. Listen, I gotta say, listen. I've often bitched at Chad when he's doing it. They do their show on Fridays, where I'm like, you gotta wrap it up by 10 o'clock because Blue Bloods is coming on. I love Tom Selleck, man. Tom Selleck and Runaway. We've already talked about Runaway, right? I could probably find a a Hawaiian shirt. I'm sure my dad has one. Though I wish I could have a mustache like old Tom here. Um, well, according to everyone, I thought the refs did pick a team. Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't like the Lions. Although, you know what I watched today? I don't know how it came across. I watched. It was a YouTube like 20 minutes, and it was two, I want to say, Australian guys, and they were watching Barry Sanders for the first time, and their reaction to him, and they were absolutely blown away by. They're like, he just took down like he just ran past the whole team. Like the whole team couldn't get him. Like they were so blown away by watching Barry Sanders, who is honestly fucking to this day. Though I will say this: you watch some of the old Barry Sanders stuff, and everyone talks about how he had no line. Like, no, they opened up some pretty big holes for him. I mean, the stuff he did was amazing, but they opened up some pretty damn big holes. All right, so we went 3 hours. I'm kind of shocked on this right now. Considering I thought it was going pretty slow. I was actually kind of struggling at the 2 hour mark, but then you just started getting me going on random bullshit, and this is what you're going to get. So, but again, you guys all know why you came here. So, what does this say? I'm a Cowboys fan, yes, but I will root for the home team as well. Hey, listen. You can do whatever you want. I still think you're a decent guy. You do some pretty cool customs. I mean, you really should be doing the whole Michael Bolton thing from, in my opinion, you should be doing the Michael Bolton thing from Office Space. Watch, I have to change my name. He's a crappy quarterback. Yeah, you did. You did. Hey, listen, I put the poll up there. I was absolutely shocked at how many people said no. And I mean, I guess we just go and, plan on like 3 hours. I mean, we can do it. Again, once less people started, being here, now it's just people that are just kind of bullshitting. And now you can read I can read through all these comments and everything and kind of have a conversation with you guys. But when it's busy, when there's, 50, 60 people, and you cannot, that's how you get lost. And I watched a few other YouTubers try and do it. I know I tried it when Matthew said, just keep to your notes, pay attention, let the chat do its own thing. And as I watch other YouTubers, like I watch, Geek Dead Life, and I don't think Toy Anxiety does such a good job of it at times, but Geek Dead Life does it. I've noticed the Full Force, he's paying a lot less attention to the chat now, and he's just talking with Pat, and then he hits some of the stuff. So anyway, I got to go too because I do have to work in the morning. I think I might have to drive down to Toledo. Ugh. Hate going to Ohio. What an awful, awful state. I'd apologize to anyone from Ohio, but if you live in Ohio, you should probably move out. I know I got a few Ohio listeners too. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys all for showing up. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button on your way out. Just pump up the stats. All right. Anyway, you guys all have a wonderful night. I'm out of here and talk to you guys next Monday.